What is going on, everybody? This is Malty. Go ahead.
Hello.
Oh, hello, praise. This is Miss Malty. We are both from Alpha Malty. We appreciate you showing up to Multiverse episode 13. Now, even though 13 could be one of those numbers that a lot of people think are unlucky, I think it is a lucky number because today we had Charlie Kirk's memorial and it was packed out. But especially saying that kind of stuff, packed out is our panel today. We have the most lovely movie reviewer that I just met, but the few videos that I have seen, I have like, okay, she actually thinks about things on a cerebral level, and
I
like she is
try.
great. This is Sin's Corner.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, anytime.
Looking forward to it.
Are there any things that you want to say? Just like go ahead and shout out your channel right now if you
Uh,
want to.
yeah, Sin's Corner, and I do mostly movie reviews, show reviews, sometimes live streams. Usually, if I'm co-streaming with somebody, I used to do reactions, but I don't really do that so much anymore. I just like to talk about movies, so that's what I do.
Yeah,
Yep.
she's damn good at it too. I highly
nice.
recommend that you go give her a follow, give her a subscription.
Thank you.
We know she's monetized.
I am, but y'all don't let it fool you. It like I make enough to pay for my Regal subscription and buy some movie tickets. That's it.
Nope.
Seriously.
Oh, she ain't wrong. She ain't wrong. If you ain't getting the super chats off of live streams, like you,
or like
really
if you're
don't
not
make
the
any
drinker, you know,
Yeah.
who makes a shit ton, you know. There I go already dropping them. Sorry.
Oh, it does not matter. No, free speech is here, and it's
My
here to
mom would
stay.
wash my mouth out.
What kind of soap you using? Man
So-
Squatch? What's it called?
Sydney Sweeney's
No,
Squinchy Squunch.
No,
I
I'm
know
not
what you're
talking
talking about. I forget, but I know
The
what
one that you
Bear,
bought for
bear
me.
Squatch, Sasquatch, Super Squash.
I thought it was
Something
man
Squatch.
something or squat. I don't know.
It's something Squatch. She bought me a
Same
bar.
squashes.
She bought me a bar of that soap, and
It
I
smells
was
really
just
good.
Does
like,
it smell
No,
good?
no, It
It-
was the Jedi one, so it was the green one. It's obviously just a gimmick, but which one
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it? It was the
I-
was the Obi-Wan.
yeah, I use like the
Star
body
Wars
gel kind of things, but like, yeah, of course, and that's why I'm wearing the Anakin shirt because that's
Oh,
her.
okay, cool. I didn't even notice that. Nice. That's cool. I'm wearing my Terminator thumbs up.
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah. My favorite movie ever, Terminator 2.
Babe, do you know that reference?
Nope.
Oh,
She
that's
doesn't.
what
You don't know this?
my-
I
Has
have
she
never
not seen-
watched Terminator.
Dude.
So I am kind of a lame person. I don't watch movies.
Oh no,
So-
you're missing out on some good stuff. You should watch Terminator, the Terminator, and then
we're working
Terminator
on-
2.
We're working on Lord of the Rings right now. I have seen
Okay.
Star Wars 1,000 times. My favorite movie is What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Okay.
And I just kind of repeat back through those. Little
You
Mermaid.
just cycle
Sleeping
through.
Beauty. Yeah.
Okay, well you should like expand your horizons a little
Eh.
and check out the Terminator. I think you will really like it.
I do not like any gore at all, which is, I guess, we're going to talk about that later.
Okay, there's a little bit, but it's not awful.
No, it won't be awful.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's not a full-on normie. She's kind of like half nerd, half normie. But as far as movies go, there's a lot that I have introduced her to, and some of it she likes. But I actually think she has a really good head on her shoulders.
Oh.
Well, we were
As far
talking
as-
about weapons, weren't we?
Yeah, we were talking. We did talk about weapons.
Wait, that's the one with the kids, right?
Yeah, that's the one
Yes.
that is
I
doing the
did not
Naruto run.
like that one.
I know she did.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
so
why.
there are some things because I come from a filmmaking background. When I was younger, I wasn't in it very long, but I came from a screenwriting and a filmmaking background. So I look at things a little bit differently than the
Right.
normal average moviegoer. but
That
she
makes
is
sense.
very perceptive of some of the stuff. When we go see a movie, I'm just like, she probably hated that, and she's like, that was interesting. I like this
I
part.
appreciate. Okay, if no matter what anybody does, I don't care if you just like make content on Instagram or whatever. I appreciate that you took the time to go out and make a movie or do whatever it is. I do appreciate that, but you know, if it sucks, it sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah, and there are a lot that
You're out.
suck. Is there a movie that you thought you were going to hate and you ended up really loving it?
I think probably what's the one that we just saw? The Long Walk.
The Long Walk.
I walked in and he didn't tell me anything about it, and I actually turned out really liking it. And then it took me a few more days to actually really think about it, and then I was like, oh wow, that was actually really good.
Yeah, it was rough.
You gotta sit on stuff.
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes you do.
And we will talk about the Long Walk a lot later. But before we take the Long Walk, we need to introduce our good buddy Lex.
The greatest man in the world.
What's up?
Next to my fiance.
The greatest failed Catholic priest ever.
Oh. Were you really a wannabe Catholic priest?
I spent a few years in formation. To be clear, I was never actually a priest. I do, and now I'm a school teacher. So maybe we should say our favorite school teacher.
Okay. What do you teach?
Oh, I teach Catholicism to children. That's my job.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you didn't stray too far.
Oh no, and all of my close friends are priests or about to be.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Wait, aren't you still trying to go for it? I don't even know what the nomenclature is for that kind of hierarchy, but
the phrase we would say is, "I'm still discerning and like praying about it and making sure all that stuff is on God's time, not on mine." Because if there's one thing that all those years taught me, it's that just leave it to the Lord. When the time is right, He'll let you know.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I guess we should preface a whole lot of things with at least for me.
First of all,
no. Okay, this is actually serious.
Okay.
First of all, it doesn't matter what your moral, theological, religious beliefs are. You can still be on this show. We are going to say some religious things. It's just going to happen. So I want everyone to know that is prefaced, and don't feel like you have to leave or be excluded from the conversation just because it comes up. That goes for the whole panel too.
Oh yeah,
I know what Lex is. I am unabashed about what I am. Miss Malty is the same way. Sin, I don't know too much about you, but
I do identify as Christian. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you identify
Christians.
Is that in your pronouns?
Oh God, stupid ass pronouns. Oh my gosh.
Bop beep boop.
I tell you that whole thing. Yeah, I'm Christian. I went to a sort of a non-typical. Well, I practiced non-typical type of fellowship. We met in the home, had Bible studies in the home. That was the way that I worshipped. I haven't done that for several years. Like COVID kind of threw a big curveball into everybody's, plans and everything. So I haven't really formally worshipped for several years, but I still consider myself a Christian.
Yeah. Well, not to proselytize or anything like that, but like if you accept Jesus into your heart, you are a Christian. Right. It doesn't matter. The church, to me, I don't know how we already started off on something that's maybe a hot button issue.
It can be for people, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to belong to a church because we work every Sunday. We work every Sunday because we're in the restaurant business, and Sundays are like the busiest days, especially during church time. So we don't get to go very often. However, we do other kind of things, and we fellowship with other people. And we have both accepted Jesus Christ into our lives. So like we are Christians and we look for that, and that, like, the Holy Spirit guides us throughout our interactions with other people.
Yeah, that
And
makes sense. Yeah.
it's not that you have to have a specific denomination, because the denomination of church that we go to is not the same as what Lex goes to. However, we both know that we're brothers in Christ.
Right, and I completely agree. The only reason I was kind of, I don't know, stumbling over my answer is because you don't typically meet somebody that's a Christian but doesn't go to like a church, you know what I mean? So it's sometimes it's a little hard to explain it. But no, I
Oh,
completely agree with you.
no, it's okay. I'm not trying to make a point. We're just talking.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's fine. I'm cool. It's all
Certainly
good.
been a lot of people talking about their faith these past 2 weeks, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
happy about it though. It should light a fire under you and want you to be more with God, and that's exactly where we need to be.
Well, you know, I was watching Gothics. If you guys know who she is,
Yes.
I interviewed her on my channel too a few years back. She was talking about how, you know, churches are seeing this huge number of attendance because of, you know, what happened, and she was like, instinctively people know that something is very wrong, even if they might not be very religious. They just know something is wrong, and the church, fellowship, God, whatever, it's something that helps them, and so that's good. You know, I'm just really sad that it took something like what happened to him for that to be a thing.
I agree. Um, Wholeheartedly and 100%. And I think if it doesn't, I can only speak for myself. I think if it doesn't hit you somewhere in the deep rooted soul underneath your heart, whenever you hear about this thing and you see what happened, you don't even have to watch it. But when you
I
know what
watched it. That
happens,
was
yeah, we
horrible.
all watched it.
I
But if that doesn't hit you in a way that completely uproots your soul and makes you feel some kind of way about it,
Something's very
you're
wrong.
soulless. You're soulless.
Something's very wrong with a lot of people because there were a lot of people that were very gleeful about it. And I have never seen
Yeah.
so much darkness in people's souls as I have these past week and a half on social media. I guess maybe I should stay off Twitter because I get so upset. Yeah, it's
No,
really
even
Sin-
where
disturbing.
we work, I serve tables, and they were playing the video over and over
Oh,
again, and they
God.
were just happy and being like, "This is, yeah, now he's dead," and it's like,
Oh, no.
I
Oh,
I had to tell him, it's like, this is the worst time of my life, because it's like I'm
Mm.
just walking by and I have to continuously see the whole incident.
Yeah, and everyone has to keep bringing it up, but not in the best ways. It's always just like oh yeah, we got one of them.
oh, it's, so, like,
It's
it's
like
like a
there's
video game to them.
yes, that's exactly it, and that's something that I do want to bring up. And I guess we should go ahead and have this conversation right now, because y'all know what today was, right?
The memorial.
Today
I've
was
been, I've
his
been seeing
memorial.
clips.
Hmm.
Yes, I have a couple clips brought up, but like we can get our own emotions out and have our own conversations right now. So, Sin, if you want to say anything, go ahead.
Well, like we were talking a little bit backstage. Well, so I've known of Kirk for many years, like since he was in his early 20s. And, you know, watch his videos and stuff. I think my son watched him more than I did. But after they tried to kill Trump last year, I started thinking, you know, maybe I should get a gun before they try to, you know, ban them all eventually and all this. And then when this thing happened with Charlie, I decided I'm okay. I'm going to get a gun and I'm going to get a concealed carry permit. And I signed up for a class the next day on the 11th. And yeah, I'm going to take the class. My son's going to join me. Then I'm going to buy a couple guns, probably an AR for the house and a handgun for carrying around. Going to practice. Then I'm going to take the concealed carry test, or you know, class, which is going to be like a whole day, and take the test and everything, and start the process for that. I'm not. I refuse. Okay, I've had instances where people tried to make me be quiet, and I'm just not going to play along with that. And I also don't want to feel like I can't walk the streets without feeling secure. You know, there was that incident with that poor Russian girl, Ukrainian girl,
Yep.
in Charlotte, and yeah, that was terrible. I've never seen violence. I've been fortunate enough to not be exposed to, terrible stuff like that, but I also don't want to feel like if I'm ever in that situation that I won't have anything I can do to protect myself or others. And there was a whole thing with Lyft, Lyft and Uber, those
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
companies.
know about those. Yep.
So I don't like to Lyft or Uber by myself. I don't, because I know there's potential danger in that. My brother's a 911 dispatcher. He gets calls a lot about Lyft or Uber drivers that are not behaving nicely. And so I don't want to be in a situation where I can't defend myself. And I feel like I can defend myself maybe a little better if the driver is a woman, right? So I asked Lyft. They have this thing called Women Plus or whatever. And it says they'll do their best to match you with a woman or non-binary.
Nope.
Hey, hang on now.
I'm diving right into this, y'all, because this is really stuck in my craw. And I wrote them and I said, I'm going to be traveling alone. I don't think I want some security. If I select this, is there any way that you can somehow guarantee to me that I'm going to get a biological woman? Because non-binary doesn't mean woman, and sometimes woman doesn't mean woman anymore. They deactivated my account because they said I was using derogatory language.
Just because you asked,
just
because you asked a question on like, hold on, I need some parameters.
I need to feel, I'm a woman traveling alone. You say you want to guarantee me feeling safe. Can you guarantee this? And deactivated my account. I got into an email exchange with the representative. They eventually reactivated my account and gave me a coupon for 10% off. But screw you, I'm not doing business with them anymore. It was so stupid. It was just like, what the hell? And I wasn't even ugly. But reality now, the truth now is considered hateful to some people. But what I was getting around to is, once I start carrying, maybe I'll feel a little more secure taking an Uber or a Lyft by myself, because I know I'll have something, that I can use to protect myself with.
I can feel the same, because he leaves for work before me, and we don't live that far from work. So I like to walk, just because that's like my time period of like, getting myself together, and I get nature, whatever. And I had some dude literally stalk me.
Yeah, she did.
Pulled up on me, and it's like, my pepper spray, I didn't find out till later, is expired. That's the only thing that I have. I don't have a knife on me. I don't have anything. So,
geez,
what am I supposed to
do? Yeah, she is averse to.
I do not like violence at all. I don't feel like it's necessary. I mean, honestly, you can't stop other people from doing it.
You like beating ass, though.
Okay, that.
But I have to break the tension, bring a little bit of levity.
A man's ass.
I don't know if I can show this on stream, but this is okay. It's in a holster. This is literally right there on the desk beside me. Like, I carry holstered guns, and
you said you were always carrying.
Always guns, knives. I am well protected, and I protect those who I care about and whoever I'm with. You could be a stranger, but if something happens to you, I am armed and I can like come to your rescue. I can at least try. She is averse to holding or even seeing some of this stuff.
I
sometimes.
don't know how to use it, so I feel like I'm gonna hurt myself more.
Are you talking specifically about a firearm or a knife, or?
Probably both. I've never shot a gun in my life.
Maybe you should take some classes.
Good time to learn.
Yeah,
it's a great time to learn
safety, and take a class, go to a range.
You know me, I am huge on this stuff. Like,
I know, that would be a great date night.
It might be.
But yeah, but you'll say that now, but
You
when it
don't
comes
sound
to it, it's
thrilled,
like I
though.
don't want to see it. I don't even bring it out. I was like, it's still in the holster, babe. It's like, yeah, I just don't want to see it.
He pulls it up. He doesn't even take it out of the holster, and I'm just like, don't even show that to me. I don't want to touch it. No, if you're not comfortable around guns, do not touch them. Do not do anything with them. That is gun safety 101.
No,
I don't know how it
gun
works.
safety 101 is trigger discipline. Finger
True.
off the trigger unless you intend to shoot.
To fire, yeah.
And never point it at anything you're not ready to lose.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Yeah,
what. See, Sin already knows this. She already knows the
Maybe-
number one rule of gun safety.
Maybe we could practice with a BB gun.
Like
I'm
baby
fine with
steps,
that.
you know.
We could do a pellet gun or a 22 or something like that. We could do something smaller. But hey, starting is at least you start, you're out the gate.
Oh, hey Lex, do you want to laugh at me?
Always.
Guess who's getting treated for rabies?
Oh,
No,
good.
girly. What bit you besides Malty?
Okay,
What
so-
happened?
Cat.
yeah, if y'all follow my Twitter, we found a stray cat that looked very well groomed and was
She
trying.
did have wounds on her.
She had one on her front right paw. She was trying to follow other people walking around the park.
Oh.
She was trying to follow them, and but she didn't. But no one paid attention to her, so we were just like, "Is this y'all's cat? Is this y'all's cat?" Didn't have a collar or anything like that. I was like, "But she's well groomed, so she's obviously well taken care of." So like, but she wants to go home with other people. It's like, okay, we'll pick her up.
And she bit the fuck out of me.
And I am the cat
Oh.
whisperer because she didn't do that to me.
And I don't know if you guys know how they treat for rabies. It's not shots in your stomach anymore. They have to take a long needle. And
It's big. It's big.
Oh, Lex
it
knows.
was
Why? Why is it so big?
and they direct it right into every single wound that you have.
Oh
so I
my
had to get
gosh.
5 of those. They kept asking me if I wanted morphine, and I kept saying no. And then they said, "This is gonna hurt," and it's like, "Oh yeah, because you're touching my bone 5 separate times."
Wow.
Yeah, that's great. I had to leave work 2 days in a row. It got super infected.
Oh, did it? Did the cat test positive for? Like, do they know?
We
that
don't know where
had-
the cat is. I mean, if
Oh.
they find the cat,
Mm.
then the cat would just be held for 10 days. But by then,
Yeah.
I've already gone through my rabies. I have to keep going back. To go
She
get more
Oh,
shots.
my
she
goodness.
stayed outside for a good 24 hours, even after we came home the next. She stayed all night
I
and
don't
then came
think
home the
she
next
had
day.
rabies, but
No, I don't, because I actually got bit, but she got bit hard. And also, I'm half redskin, so I have a lot more immunities naturally.
Okay.
And then growing up eating mud pies and drinking water out of the hose and tromping around
That's
the
what
woods.
gave you the immunity.
There is a whole lot of stuff, but like, I'm fine.
no, my entire arm swelled up.
And this happened
gosh.
in like within 6
Oh.
hours of it happening.
Yeah,
Lord
it's-
have mercy.
Yeah.
she
well,
wa-
I drew a line around it. They told me to do that, and then it
Keep track
started
of the
separating out, and I might be getting blood poisoning. So, Lex,
No, they've taken
you
care
might
of it
not
now.
ever see this woman again.
They've taken care of it now.
Jeez.
But that was what it was. It was becoming an infection that would be blood poisoning.
Yeah,
Ugh.
but don't worry.
Everything's
I have
all-
the antibiotics. I'm getting the treatment. Everything is great.
Everything's
but I
all
just
good
think
now.
It's really funny that it's.
I think it's hilarious is because you smother animals like our dog. And then I tried to tell you, I was like, with cats, you have to be different. You have to
Yep.
bring that energy down, and you didn't do it. And look what happened. You fucked
Yeah.
around, you found out.
Yeah, and now
Yeah.
that was the. I would not wish this on my worst enemy. That was horrible. I
the
was
shots
so,
or the
yeah.
attack?
No, the attack was fine. I handled that one pretty well. It was the shots because it was like, well, they gave me a shot in my arm, and I was like, oh, okay, that's it. And then they kept asking me if I wanted morphine, and I was like,
No, it
no.
ain't.
I'm good. Like, I'm fine. And then he came in with a giant needle and it was like, oh, this is going to hurt. And it was like, what? Hold up.
I had
Wait a minute.
no idea that's what they did. Oh my god.
It was either directly into the wounds or into my hand. But they said my hand was too skinny.
Goodness gracious.
So she got a compliment from a doctor that was trying to hit on her. His name was Patel.
Oh my gosh. He was not hitting on me.
I'm just kidding.
But
I wasn't there. I was at work.
They did say that I weighed like 20 pounds less than I actually am. So, yeah, looking pretty good.
Were their scales not calibrated? Or take that. Take that faulty scale any day.
Lex, you've been quiet as a motherfucker. What's going on, man?
I was letting Sin go off on her thoughts, and then letting Girly talk about the fact that she got bitten by a cat that she was smothering.
So what you're actually saying is that you're letting women control the conversation.
Ladies go first, Malty. Chivalry is not dead.
Yeah, but women did kill it if it ever does die. But I'm pretty sure Sin understands the sarcasm of that.
Oh, definitely, for sure. Yep.
Well, I've talked already on your show before about my thoughts on the last couple of days, and this month, really, honestly, this has been a month, and it's been very enlightening to a lot of people. It's been a big wake-up call. I think one of the really rewarding things about today specifically is seeing the just massive outpouring of people who showed up to the memorial. And, as I've mentioned before, the celebrations and the negativity were eye-opening because they told us how many people out there would celebrate our deaths. Mm-hmm. And today has been a great moment of, with the exception of some really bad individuals online who had chose today of all days to say some terrible things about the memorial. But what the memorial itself showed was how many people are also on the right side, are on the side of the light, are on the side of Christ. I've never seen this many politicians out there talking about faith and values like that as there have been today, which has been great. We'd love to see that. But Sin did say one thing to me, to us, which was it's like a video game to some people, the people out there celebrating. And
you watched George the Giant Slayer, didn't you?
No.
His stream today.
I did not. I've been. They've had clips.
I'm
all
sorry,
over
man. That's something that like either Verbal Riot or someone on George the Giant Slayer's podcast today said that. But anywho, it rings true.
Yeah, it's been something that has been mentioned multiple times. Like, with this online culture, everyone's an avatar. Things like this are a video game to people. That sort of stuff.
Well, but it's not just that it is a game, because in a game, actions don't really have consequences, and you don't like the things you kill in a game aren't real. It's not, they're not human. And that's one of the things that's been going over my head. Even today, Destiny was out there. I'm sure you saw that.
I didn't see it, but gosh.
But he said he said that there is basically no difference between this memorial service and like one of the Nuremberg rallies. And I
specifically used the word Nazi. So we did say this on this stream. Yes, he did.
I got up and walked away from the computer for a minute when I saw that, just because I was like, I have strong feelings that I would like that I need to address elsewhere. But the thing is, and someone else made a comment today, I can't remember where. I think it may have been Metatron or someone, but there was someone out there said they don't kill you because you're a Nazi. They call you a Nazi so they can kill you.
Yes, I saw that.
Several people I'm sure have said that. It's
Mhm.
been getting shared around, but I was like, bam, that's it. That nailed it. It was all the celebrations. It is a game because if they dehumanize you, so violence is fair game against you.
Yes.
They're not violent because you're inhuman. It's the other way around.
Oh, they
Yes.
do say that words are violence, but okay. So we can go into this conversation a little bit more, but this is something that I want to just play. It's only 12 seconds, but this is the memorial from the one place that they had it from Charlie Kirk. There's a lot more stuff that we could talk about this, but this place is packed to the rafters, literally the rafters. You will
Yeah.
see it. This
I
is
heard they had to
his
put
memorial.
some people in overflow, like
But
other
there was like
places.
a building across the street or something.
Yeah.
Just that alone, man.
Yeah.
That and no burning cities. That and no riots. That and no violence. Just
Burning cities.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you want some more? Oh, I'll hit you with some more. This is overflow. This is the overflow.
Wow.
God bless America.
When I see this stuff, I'm reminded of one of those videos
Is that Krista?
of one of those people that said that he wasn't important enough to be a martyr.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they know what the word martyr actually means.
They don't know what the
I
word
like
fascist
the
means,
word
so of course they
martyr.
don't know what martyr means.
Martyr. What are those people willing to die for?
Well, I said I don't think I like the word martyr.
I love. Okay, martyr is a necessary term, and it is necessary to be used for someone who is martyred. Oh my goodness, Lex, take this over because I'm about to get angry. And yes, he was martyred for free speech. He was martyred for an opinion of which they are completely the opposite of. Derelict of responsibility in anything that they say, and when they can't say things back, what do? They resort to violence because it's the only thing they know. They couldn't say it to his fucking face. They couldn't say that shit. No, they had to hit him from about 150 yards away, whatever the thing was, 100 yards, 150 yards away. No, they couldn't say it to his face. They couldn't beat him with the process of thought. No, what they had to do was send a bullet like a fucking sheepish little bullshit bitch boy. I'm sorry, Sin, if any of this offends you.
These are all thoughts I've been having in my own head, so it's all good.
This is just a hard week and a half, almost 2 weeks.
It's
2 weeks on Wednesday.
Or 15 days, I believe. 15 days.
It's just how you process it. We can't hold anger in our hearts. This is where I'm struggling with my own faith. Is you have to love your enemy and you have to pray for them. So how do you find to pray for this person? I think
take after the example of Erica is what you do.
Yes, exactly.
I don't even know how she's doing it. Like, I would lose my mind if somebody shot you.
She's strong in her faith. And all this is done. I've tried to tell, we've had talks and prayers about this within our own, privately, where I was just like, this. And Lex, I know you saw something that I posted. It's like, this should more solidify. If you have any faith in God and what all right. Devil's advocate, take God out of it for just a second. If you have any faith in the freedom that Charlie Kirk was talking about, and his life was taken because all he did was preach freedom, And morality, where does that morality come from? And that's where the debate starts. And we can talk about this all day. Now bring our own faith back into it. If this does not supplant your faith more in God, and you're actually doubting your faith just because bad things happen to good people, because evil is always out there, it's always trying to hunt you down. I mean, I help me find out how that makes sense. That either means to me that you didn't believe in the first place, or you were always wavering in the first place. You're not actually strong in your faith. This should strengthen you to look further into what actually matters, and not just what makes your feelings matter.
Well, I normally only wear my cross necklace on Sundays. I don't like wearing necklaces 24/7 because I have to sleep in them and they almost choke me to death. But I haven't taken it off since Charlie Kirk was assassinated.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, by the way, both of y'all you can interject at any time.
I'm just listening. Sometimes it just, I don't know. Watching that video was pretty. I don't. I get hit. I get hit with emotion unexpectedly. So then I just try not to talk because I don't want to cry.
Oh no,
yeah, I've cried so much the past.
I have shed, yeah, a lot of tears.
Well, I think a key takeaway that we can make here, because honestly, all the vigilance aside, and that is called for, and that is necessary, what we saw, however many days ago, was evil. And what the response has been today has shown true good, true, passionate good. And frankly, that's the side that Charlie would absolutely advocate for, paying attention to evil and confronting it when you find it. And he would also never want you to get lost in that and only see that. That would be the end, the absolute opposite of what he wanted. And so many stories of people over the last 2 weeks picking up for Charlie. People who out of nowhere, you would never even imagine this type of thing. I don't know if either of you have ever been fans or have watched Medicare, Jim, formerly used to be known when I was little as internet aristocrat, did all types of videos when I was, I don't know, teenager, making fun of the extreme Tumblr weirdos and things out there.
Tumblr.
And he's been an outspoken just voice against all that type of stuff, considered a great hater by so many. And yet he just did, and he's got terminal diseases now and is in really bad health. For the first time in my life, on a stream just yesterday, he for the first he was never a very religious person, and even he has been something about what's happened has changed things. Something about that it's to such an evil event, you're looking for a positive rejection of it. Reject evil with good. And I think that's where I want to focus on today, of all days, is to focus on, there's a lot of evil out there, but no, good will win. Good always is going to win. Good has already won. Evil is flailing against their inevitable defeat.
Yeah, they're flailing and they're eating themselves. Oh, there's something that I want to say. I know I put it on Twitter probably about halfway through last week, but it was something I probably talked about it on the last live stream. was like, why does someone that we've never met and never talked to personally, why does this affect us so much and keeps affecting us? And you know what that really means is that our souls are connected. Our souls are connected through God. And one of God's speakers was taken forcibly from us. And we feel that pain, almost like a disturbance in the force. And that's why and it sits in here. We wake up in the morning, we think we're okay, and there's still that welling up like there's something wrong with the world. That's because we are fighting against a soulless army, but we still have souls. And that's why it hurts so much. It's because we need to look closer to God at this point, in my opinion, and in my faith. But there are people that, and this is the real question that I have out of this is, do we need to weed those people out? Because we are not the judges, but should we weed those people out or should we just pray more? But we do have to fight back because God is a vengeful God and God does fight back against the ones that would take his children.
I think we've, especially in the past 2 weeks, I think we've been praying more, which
A lot of people have.
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, we've been praying more. We've been doing more devotionals.
We have been doing more devotionals together.
I
I have a
wanna say
men's
this
group,
was
but
a good thing. It obviously was not a good thing.
no. it's not.
But it did push us closer to be with God and Jesus and figure out where we're standing in life and what we want in life. This is a difficult time, and I don't know what our country's coming to, but I think if we all just stand together like they did at that memorial, like we are united. You cannot break us. Charlie had to die for something, and this had to be it.
Okay. I disagree with some of that.
You can disagree
But
with whatever.
that's what I want to. Something else that I disagree with. However, John Ambler, you are a great human being, and this is something we could talk about because we do have a panel of believers. The scriptures do say something to the effect of "Do not repay evil with evil," if I'm not mistaken. Righteous vengeance and righteous indignation is not evil.
Well, I think that's collectively, society, what we need to start doing is, it used to be years ago that the type of behavior that we've been seeing from some of these people who are celebrating what happened to him, they would not be allowed to participate really in polite society. That was just not, that behavior would be totally unacceptable. And we kind of need to, that's why we've been seeing the spate of firings of people that open their stupid mouth and say awful things. Like that nurse in down in Atlanta. You saw her tweet, the stuff she said. There are some people that do not belong in certain professions if they're going to be thinking this way. Like education, the medical community, the food service industry.
Hippocratic oath like that all medical professionals have to take is like, like every life is sacred. We have to do everything, despite our own beliefs to try to save those lives. And then when a life is taken and someone who has taken the Hippocratic oath is now celebrating it, was like,
no, that's
fire your bitch ass.
I think that the more this happens to people like that, the less inclined they're going to be to say what they feel out loud. And I think that's a good thing. The fact that they feel so brave to say some of this, like it wasn't going to come around to bite them at all. They really thought that it was going to be acceptable to say this shit. Like, what the hell is wrong with you people? Oh my gosh.
Okay, so okay. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little hyped. I don't mean to cut you off in any way.
No, it's okay. I'm getting hyped too. Sorry.
Yeah, doesn't that mean something right there? When he was killed for free speech and they think that they have the right to have free speech and then get pissed off when they get fired. Now they don't get fired in the neck. They just get fired from their job.
Yeah, by private companies.
Yes. I know I'm saying this a little bit crassly, but I think this is a conversation that should be had. We don't have to have it today, I understand the news is heavy, but it is Charlie Kirk Memorial Day. Yes, we do have another topic. I actually have 5 more topics that we can go
We're
through.
already 40 minutes in.
I know.
Are we
I know, I'm
really? Oh,
looking at
yes,
the
we
clock.
are.
Yeah, but this has all been humans interacting. And I think that goes to not only Lex's point, but Sin made a point earlier where they have forgotten that we're all human beings. We're not NPCs. Everyone has their own stuff. Everyone has their own experiences. Everyone has. Are you okay?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, cool.
he's very sensitive to my feelings.
Yeah, I'm a faggot for
You're
her.
an empath?
No, I just don't. I don't know. I don't think there's ever been like, I don't want to say like celebrity, but like a huge death that has impacted everybody.
You haven't experienced it before.
Diana.
They
Diana.
tried.
You know, Diana was big, but you
Princess
know,
Diana, she's a little bit too young to have remembered
right?
that.
That
But,
was
but they
big. That
tried to
was
kill Donald Trump.
yeah. I heard that there was more people watching his service and tuning in than for like Diana when they had her funeral. Of course, when this happened to Diana, that was 97. The internet wasn't quite as expansive for everybody. So
I don't think I even had a computer at
Yeah,
the time.
in Carta 1995, like we thought we were cutting edge. We had
I
a Gateway
remember those
2000 1995. We had Encarta, we had Freddy the Fish. That was about it.
oh, pretty fish, yeah. That's funny. But it's been interesting to see how much his death has impacted people and people that never even knew who he was and how they're going down the Charlie Kirk rabbit hole. It's been especially frustrating though to see the continued lies being said about him, what he said being taken out of context completely.
Oh
That's
yeah, they don't
really
use
frustrating.
the entire quote.
No,
They
of
use
course
the
not.
first section and then they
Right.
run with it. And it's like use the entire thing because
Oh,
then you'll
but
see he's
they
not
won't do
racist,
that.
He's
Course
not
not.
sexist.
Yeah.
No, they won't do that.
Well, because
Yeah.
it
That's
doesn't
exactly
fit
what
their
she's
narrative.
saying.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're all agreeing.
Yeah, we're just kind of parroting each other. Yeah, they're not going to do that because they don't want the truth to get out. That's the thing about these people. They have such black souls. I swear.
They don't believe
it's-
in truth.
Yeah, well, they're talking.
They believe in a message. They believe in they believe in only in feelings. And if I feel it, that must be right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Like, I need to say something real quick. Are you okay? Are you good?
I'm great.
I love how they're so. I know this is a joke. Sometimes I just need to break tension. I love how they're so worried about their narrative, yet they can't write anything good for Hollywood. Anyway, that's out of my system. Go ahead.
You know, it's funny. My grandfather just a couple hours ago was complaining. He buys and reads book after book, novel after novel, all types of things. And he's like, man, last couple of years, they'll do these authors will write great starts and middles to books, and then they've been given these like arbitrary page numbers that they're supposed to hit, and it's like, oh no, I've got to end this book in 10 pages, and then it just fumbles apart at the end. There's no sense of like genuine resolution to even the things they've set up. To which my response was, well, you have not been watching anything that's come out in like the last 20 years, have you? And he's like, no. I'm like, right, because the screenwriters have lost the ability to do the good start and good middle part too.
Yep. Yeah, it's true. The quality of writing has. I mean, there's still some gems out there. You know, they're hidden, but it does feel like as a whole, the quality of the writing of what we're getting doesn't hold up.
That's a great segue. If y'all want to get off of this topic,
I feel like we've said
I don't.
we need to
I
say.
think
think
we've said enough.
It's so
I
heavy.
think-
You know.
okay. I don't think we've said enough because we haven't like held hands and praised. Yes, you could do that. But if y'all want to get away from it, we're going to have to talk about the long walk. And that's basically what most of the stream, this is why I invited Sin on. Not only, oh goodness, this is a dead furry back here.
I
But,
didn't know she was a furry.
Well, she's
Oh,
dead.
dear.
No,
Oh, I
just
didn't know.
rabies infested.
Oh, come on.
Okay, you're going to have to stop frothing off the mouth. You got to sell it.
Ah.
Once the
Okay, don't
frothing
actually-
starts, there's no going back, by the way.
Did
No,
you hear him? Did you hear
Yeah,
him?
I
Okay.
did. This is my new look.
Okay.
Uh,
It goes well with the wound
That's
on
one
your arm.
thing.
we'll go with that.
I am
All right.
rabies infected.
So,
Oh, jeez. You gotta be careful because you're gonna pull
Yeah.
it out of my ear.
in solidarity,
Okay.
Boy, don't.
All right. Here we go.
I didn't realize I was
Oh,
on
God.
this type of stream.
I don't have a mask, y'all. I'm not putting one on.
Well,
That
I-
reminds me of the empty
I don't show my
child,
camera.
the Doctor Who episode, the empty child, and the doctor dances. Kid was wearing a creepy gas mask.
okay, y'all won't be able to hear me.
Ow, okay.
Okay.
Oh no, what a
Okay.
shame.
Huh?
No, you're in
I'm-
my ear,
I'm-
so you're gonna pull it. So
Okay, my
We're
bad.
highly organized, and thank you for
already
being here.
wounded enough.
And highly organized. It's Friday. Anyway,
I'm keeping it on.
where's the other?
It's for the best, actually. I think this is an improvement. We were going to talk about the long walk.
We were going to try
Yes,
to.
we're going to talk about the long walk. And we are highly organized, just like Gary, who fucked his own stream on Friday night, Tyus.
Okay, that narrows it down.
Oh, what happened?
That was
I didn't.
hilarious.
I didn't watch it. What happened?
Oh, he hit something wrong, and his entire server went down, and it was his fault, but he made everyone else start bleeping and blipping out.
No.
It was hilarious. And they got it fixed, obviously. Who's
Oh,
like, I don't
okay.
know what I did. Oh wait, it was this one thing.
That's funny.
It's okay, Boomer.
All right. Well, let's start this. The
Okay.
long walk.
So this is actually going to be for those of y'all, if you have seen the long walk, if you have not seen the long walk, this is going to be spoiler full. Panda's here somewhere. I see her.
Indeed.
Howdy doody, girl. So this will be spoiler full. Lex, I know you saw it earlier today. We saw it on Wednesday. Sin, I don't know when you did, but we did have
Day after
talks
Charlie
about.
Kirk was killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you saw it on Thursday. So we Sin, are you okay if I say this?
Yeah. I don't know what you're going to say, but I'm okay with it.
Okay, don't worry, it's not releasing any information other than just some of our conversations. We said that, hey, we haven't watched each other's reviews.
Oh yeah.
Which so let's go into this conversation without watching the other person's reviews and without seeing how they felt about the movie. Miss Malty and I did a out of the theater review. Sin, I saw your review and I was like, if she's going to be on the stream, maybe I should ask her first, but I will watch it afterwards.
Yeah, I'll
You will
watch
get
yours
another view.
afterwards too. So I didn't watch your review as well because I figured, yeah, it would be kind of cool to wait and see what we each thought about the movie.
It took
Yeah.
me a couple days to really think about it because, like, at first walkout, it was like, oh, okay.
Okay, so
But then going back and thinking about it and, like, psychologically thinking about it. that was
babe,
crazy.
hold on for a second, because I just want to start this out, and I thought it'd be a little bit goofy because it is goofy. Just to start off the conversation, we're going to read the synopsis of it from IMDb.
Oh, no.
Y'all ready?
The
Okay.
great
group-
minds.
A group of teenage boys competes in an annual contest known as the Long Walk, in which they must maintain a certain walking speed or get shot. That's what that is the quality that IMDb is getting. First of all, they're not teenage, not all of them.
Yeah,
have to be
they have to be a
adults.
certain they have to be a certain age.
Yeah, but
Uh,
anyone can do it. Okay. All right. So
I
all right.
did not know. Okay, I went into this not knowing anything about it.
So you didn't
I
read the
didn't tell
book?
it.
Did any of
I
you
di-
guys read the
No,
book?
nothing.
I
I
haven't
have not.
either.
I have
She
not.
knew what it was about.
I have not read the book, but I didn't
I
tell her
did
shit.
not. So when okay, here we go. Spoiler time. When the first shot happened, I did not know that they got killed. I thought it was like, oh, you get your ticket and then you get to go home. I did not know you get shot.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, because
She
that
didn't.
first kill was pretty graphic. That's
That
what really
was
hit
horrifying.
me. It was, and I knew it was VFX. Okay,
You could literally see the hole through his face.
his face exploded. Yeah, and that really affected me a lot, and I didn't expect it because I've seen a lot of violent movies. But like I said, it was the day after Kirk had been killed. It was like barely
Yeah.
24 hours, and I was just very raw, still emotionally. So this film, basically, my thoughts are, it's a good film, and I can't. It's weird to say I enjoyed it because I didn't really enjoy. It's a heavy film. I don't know that I ever want to see it again. And that's not because
Oh,
I
I
didn't
will.
like
I
it.
would see it again.
That's not because I didn't. Maybe later, maybe when I'm not in such a dark, mindset about just life in general and people around me. You know what I mean? Because of everything, maybe. But I was like, I don't want to see this again. It really
Well,
bothered me.
well.
But
Okay.
it's good.
So without talking about, so we can go through. We can EFAP this whole thing if you want to. I don't have it all pulled up and just talk about our experiences, but I would say that I do want to see it again. I want to see it again as soon as possible. And now I understand where you're coming from because of the recent events that have happened in real life. But
Yeah.
what I think the story actually was most about, it wasn't about, yes, there is violence in the world, but what the story was about was the friendships and the camaraderie that happens when people are put in places where we're all trudging towards death. Anyway, we
Mm.
know it's going to happen at some point. There's a lot of things going on, and without, without blowing my load on everything that I have to say about this, I think that's what the main viewpoint of it was. It was about, hey, you're put in a tumultuous time. Who are we going to make friends with? We all have to be friends at some point.
Well, the
And
first
yes,
thing that Pete said was, "Oh yeah, maybe I'll win, but I really just want to make friends here," and that was the guy who won.
there's a lot before that happens. But yes, I mean that.
I really
that is
liked his
factually
character.
correct.
Oh,
Okay.
I loved his character.
All right, hold up, Lex. You say one thing before I ask before I ask the big ass question, and then we can go through the entire movie.
So going into the movie, I knew nothing about it. In fact, when I bought my ticket today, all I knew was that it was labeled as a sci-fi horror film. That's how it was described on Google. And after seeing it, I was like, what on earth are they talking about? That movie I just saw was a psychological thriller. It had nothing to do with sci-fi, had nothing to do, and it wasn't even really a horror. It was it was pure psychological thriller type thing.
It was a character study.
Now, having come home, I have since gone and done research about the book because I wanted to see, all right, well, how does, because I'm going into so when I sat down in the theater, I didn't even know it was a Stephen King book that it was based off of. I didn't know. And so I came back and I was like, all right, well, now knowing that, what are the differences between the film and the books? And there are many, including who wins, by the way.
Right, the end, yeah.
Like it's pretty prominent differences here. But I can say this, and well, I know it's a spoiler full thing. Stephen King has been very open about what the book was supposed to be, and it was an allegory. It was an allegory for the Vietnam War.
Because he wrote it during that time. Yeah.
And wasn't
it 79?
Yeah, but he wrote it in the late 60s. and then it was published in the late 70s.
Was this
And-
his cocaine period?
Everything was a cocaine period.
I have heard that about being that it was influenced by the Vietnam War.
From what I read, he openly admitted that it was meant to be kind of an allegory for it. Now, I didn't know that when I saw it, so I didn't make any of those connections, and there's been some I've made since that we can get to later if we need to. But overall, I had, how do I want to describe this? I thought it was generally well done. I haven't really watched any reviews so much. I've watched a couple of comparison book to film things when I got home. Haven't had a whole lot of time to watch anything else since. And but because I was watching the memorial stuff, I'll be honest. And but I thought the score was fine, decent, good. Not great, but good. I thought the main cast of characters were very well acted. And I thought what was lacking was the world building a bit. The movie didn't tell me anything about the country, anything about the state of the world other than people are
That's
poor.
what I'm saying.
And anything about the state of the world except people are poor and, ooh, here's our way out. It's like, okay, fair. But like,
why are we poor?
Hold on, let him finish.
Don't know
they
why.
say something about? Did they say something about a civil war? Or
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
They
Yes, they
implied,
did.
yes, they certainly
Okay.
did, and there were words about that and like making the country #1 in the world again and all those types of things. And the last thing was the villain, and I've learned a bit about the difference between the character of the Major in the book versus the film. But and I'm not a huge Mark Hamill fan these days because of his craziness, but his character, I don't even feel like it's his fault, but to me his character felt completely bland and
Yes.
generic.
Yes.
I was just, his
I think he
character
said the same
bored
three
me.
things over and over again.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't have.
Well, we can have
That's
we
me.
can have conversations about different aspects of that. I am glad that you just gave us your review. Oh my goodness, dude, there are like so many things that I want to talk about.
Let's get to it.
So, you want us, because Mark Hamill is on the thumbnail, would you like to talk about the Major? Sin, you can start.
So when I did my review, I was fresh off the movie because I filmed the review not long after I got home. Still very emotional. I indicated that I thought Hamill was fine, but the more I've thought about it since then, he felt a bit almost cartoonish. The way he
Yeah.
portrayed, you know what I mean?
That's like a G.I. Joe villain. Like,
yeah,
come
he
on.
didn't. And the
Just
thing is,
the typical army.
yeah, he didn't
person.
have depth. I don't know that he was even supposed to, but he was just someone who hollered and carried a gun and had people kill the other people, whatever. But see, I compare this performance in here to his performance in The Life of Chuck from earlier this year, which is another Stephen King story. His performance in there was fantastic. He was really good. And yes, I feel the same way about Mark Hamill that you do. But for some reason, I can kind of separate my annoyance about him as a person when I can't do that for every celebrity. But when I saw The Long Walk, I loved what he did in there. He doesn't have that same depth in this, and maybe it's just because the material he had to work with. You know?
Sorry, do you mean you loved him in the other movie, not
The
The Long Walk?
In The Long Walk. No, I'm
Oh,
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
The Life of
Yeah.
Chuck.
There we go.
His
Okay.
performance. I'm sorry.
Okay.
His performance in The Life of Chuck is freaking fantastic, you guys. was
Yeah,
good.
it actually is. He does a great job in that. Here's what I think about The Long Walk and what Francis Lawrence, who directed this film, I think what he was going after was a totalitarian government. Like, it is
Unemotional.
Okay, so-
just straight dick.
well,
Like,
yeah,
that's-
straight
it
dick,
has to
but
be.
he was an NPC. He was an NPC that you would see in a Metal Gear Solid game.
Yeah,
That's
he wasn't
that's
anything
really
unique
what
or
he was.
special.
He was
Yeah.
nothing, and he didn't have to put in any effort, but he got his money, and hopefully it makes money at the box office. But whatever, he's not doing anything. He's not doing anything any day now. Fuck, my speech impediment is really making my tongue twist over itself. He ain't doing anything outside of just a couple of voice acting things, making cameos, and that's basically all he does.
I don't. I feel like they could have gone deeper into the story a little bit with that. I don't know his name. That one kid who was his son.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we could
yeah.
have touched deeper into that.
Oh, we
Yeah.
definitely. Well, okay, but no, hold up.
Wait a minute.
They actually do, because okay, so the major and his son never had a relationship. That's why he said, "My
No.
one wish is that he asked me to come to his house for a cup of tea." That's all that his son wanted to do,
That's the
and that's
whole
why he
reason.
got himself into like huge, like physical shape. Is because like that's I know that's my father. By the way, he has 20 bastards and bastardettes, but like I'm in the long walk because I want to speak to my actual dad and just sit down and have a cup of tea with him. There is so much in this film. Sorry,
I feel
I could go on a rant, but
every character you kind of some of them you could have gotten to know their story a little bit better, especially when they're walking up the hill, because it was like, oh, they said it. This is where most of us die.
Yeah, that was an intense
Keep up
scene.
that speed.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's one of the. Well, you had in the book, it's 100 people walking. In the film, it's 50, and it's a representative from each state, which is also different from the book. The book, it was just kind of random. But one thing in the defense of the film, the major, who is oddly hands-on as a character, like I find it inappropriate for someone who's so prominent. But again, I don't know anything about the country or the government because they didn't do any world building, so I don't know anything beyond somehow poor and totalitarian. But he's oddly hands-on. But he's also, in their defense, perfectly bland and speaking platitudes the whole time, because he's just the face of the generic system that they're fighting against. And in a way that kind of works on a meta level. He still bores me as a character. And
yes,
that's my kind of issue is, and to be fair, he honestly isn't even the real villain. The real villain is the system at large, of which he is the boring, bland face. The villain is not supposed to be one man. The villain is supposed to be this whole thing they're all part of and have allowed themselves to become part of.
the structure. Okay, so they do. Now that she's gone, I can hear both y'all. Or I can hear both y'all anyway, but like I can have both
You can
ears.
hear him, but you can hear it in
Okay.
stereo.
Yeah. So one of the things, and which I really loved about this film, is they ask these questions while they're walking. The more tired they get, they ask these philosophical questions like, why are we doing it? We were not forced or compelled to.
Mm-hmm.
We all chose to do it, but nobody chooses not to do it. Why the fuck is that? Oh, because you all have the wish. Now it could be, and that's a topic for conversation because that's what they say in the movie.
But the answer they give in the movie is that they
don't
answer
give
that
an
question.
answer.
Then they say, well, they do.
They do sort of, kind of, yeah. The main character, right?
Yeah, it's sort of
Doesn't he?
kind of by every character, but they don't truly answer the philosophical question that the audience is supposed to ask themselves. That's what I mean
He said
by
it had some.
Hold on,
I
you need to-
forgot what he said, but I
Okay.
remember that he kind of gave what he thought was the answer. This is why we do it. It's like
the answer, if I may,
yeah,
was,
please, because it's fresher for you.
It is.
Yeah,
the answer was because we've all been basically programmed or told this is our only way out. This is the only way up. We are going to be poor and impoverished and, suffer forever. And this is the only answer, the only hope we have.
I want to let the audience, our 10 people, our 10 beautiful people that are watching, I want to let them know this was written before Hunger Games. It is Hunger Games-esque, but this was written and published way before Hunger Games was even a fucking concept. This is Hunger Games is a ripoff of this. And I think this was done way better, way more thoughtfully than that than those series.
I
At
like
least
the
film wise, I like
story.
the Hunger Games better because it explains the world a bit more. But also, the Hunger Games had 3 books and 3 films to do that, and this is just one. Whatever.
This is a Stephen King story.
Is this going to?
ahead.
Is there going to be a sequel to this?
No.
Or, no,
I don't
not
think
at all.
so.
They
yeah,
they better not be, because that's going to ruin the
think so.
gravitas of this
Yeah.
film. This film, okay, for me, I love it.
It took me a couple of days to think about it. Psychologically, I mean, I even was asking Malty after the film, like we got out of the theater, and I was like, is it even physically possible to do this kind of task? Like,
I started to wonder, like, could they really go that many miles? And then I was like, yeah, they could. They have to walk 3 miles an hour, which
But
isn't
the
super
book-
fast, but it's not super slow either.
Also, slower than it was in the
the
books.
book was supposed to be 4
Really?
miles an hour pace,
Oh,
Yes.
and it was like 400 miles, I think.
No,
I don't
I
see
think it was
how.
still. I think it was still over 300,
I-
but it was
I-
4 miles an hour.
But
that they
then
had
that's
to
where
run.
you have to gain your friendship at, and just be like, hey, we're gonna be friends. Like, I'll sleep and you keep me
Yeah,
along.
that was the beauty of it. They would lock arms and like, okay, you take a little nap, I'll keep you moving, and then I'll take a little nap, and I trust you to keep me moving. The whole story, the whole fucking the whole
I
fucking
was
thing
really
was about
sad
friendship.
over
It was
a
about
couple of
friendship
their
and
deaths.
camaraderie, and what it was really about was about humanity. I'm sorry, that's your hurt arm.
Yeah, some of the
Um,
deaths were pretty. The first one, that one wasn't necessarily sad to me. It was just so. It was so shocking because we didn't know that character very much. I think one of the deaths that really affected me the most was the last kid. Not the last kid, but the one who was walking between them, and then he let go of them, and he just turned around and headed back. Black kid with like the bob,
Asian-
like the no, not the Asian kid.
No,
The one with the rosary around his neck.
The
He's
skinny
talking about-
black kid with the closed shape.
yeah, the
hair.
Christian black one.
Yes, yeah, that guy.
The Nigerian. Oh, well, he's not Nigerian, but you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Like he
His
was that
death
dark.
really, really affected me.
He was like, guys, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that one
think
was pretty sad.
another one where it was, after you've been awake for so many days, you go crazy. And then there was that one kid that just started taking his clothes off and then running
The radio guy.
Yep. Yeah, that was the radio guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then also the kid that was like, I'm writing a book about this.
That
Oh,
one
yeah.
hurt.
And his
Yeah.
ankle was all sideways?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was walking on a broken
Oh,
ankle for
yeah.
God knows how many miles.
Yeah, because his
Yeah.
ankle was doing that long before it even showed his
Yep.
end.
It's true.
And he still kept trying to do it because he wanted to write his book. And the thing is, that's what is so sad about it all,
They can't
is
go back
because
to go
they
get
can't
his-
go back to get his book, or else they'll get killed too. So it's
Right.
literally like we're
Yeah.
erasing history
Um,
as we're erasing people.
I also think it was disgusting. I mean, obviously they had to show it, but
with the guy
was like-
pooping.
yeah.
Oh, that
one-
one was brutal. Ooh.
But okay, so Sin, let me hear. Do you think that that scene was necessary?
Kinda. Yeah, because
I agree. I
number
agree.
one, you're thinking, well, if they got to go to the bathroom, obviously they can't hold it, so we have to see. But you had to see the raw, brutal nature of what they were going through, and part of that was they had bodily functions that they had to deal with. And how are they going to deal with it? They gotta crap as quick as they can. But that one guy, he had
Hands.
diarrhea, and it kept just going through him, and then he died. That was
Well,
so terrible. God.
Yeah, because he wanted to be civilized and drop trowel and like, hey, I got to get this out. But the
getting warning.
savage nature of what the long walk is basically like, no, you got to shit yourself, piss yourself, just keep going.
Yeah.
And that was halfway explained. It wasn't explained to that severity in the beginning. Whatever text you want to say.
Again, I thought that this movie was going to be like, oh, it's a long walk. Whoever gets there, like, there's no finish line, obviously. But I thought that at night they would be able to sleep, and you get to take a break.
So you never saw the trailer, then, yeah?
No,
she
I
never
didn't.
saw
I,
the
I
trailer.
went in.
I didn't either.
Going,
I had
knowing
seen the trailer,
nothing.
so
So whenever
was
I started
prepared.
seeing that, it was like, oh, okay, like this is.
That's when it
crazy.
hit you. So you didn't understand, like, when Judy Greer dropped him off at the beginning, the mother.
Yeah,
You
she
didn't
was
understand the
freaking
depth
out.
of her emotion. Like,
Yeah.
so I knew going in, but I can imagine it might be a little confusing if you didn't realize that was what was going to happen, that she might lose him. Her performance in that scene, that was rough.
I could tell because of that moment, I was like, oh, this is one of those things where people die.
Yeah.
And because again, I went into it thinking it's a sci-fi horror. That's what Google told me.
What in
And
the
so I
hell?
was like,
I don't
what?
understand that.
So I was like, where's our future tech? Where's our ghosts and
Right.
demons type thing? And then I got
Right.
there and I was like, this is nothing like what I expect. I literally didn't know a thing about it.
I think it was a great movie that made you put yourself, like, what would you do in that situation? Like,
well, I wouldn't put myself in that situation.
I wouldn't sign up for the long walk. I'd rather be poor.
You wouldn't be allowed to.
I would be poor forever.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So
I
like,
can't
so
even walk for like 20 minutes. I'd be dead.
okay, so both of y'all said I'd rather be poor. Ray Garrity signed up for another reason. He said, I don't care about the money.
In
And
the
yes,
movie,
he didn't do it. He did it for revenge.
Yeah, and before we go off too much, Judy Greer, why was she not ever a leading actress? Because she kills it in every role that she's ever been in, and she absolutely kills it with the emotion in this one as the mother of Ray Garrity.
Oh, that killed my heart, that scene.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, which scene? The one where the one where they're all sitting down Indian style, or the one later? It's spoiler.
The scene where she dropped him off, and she
Yeah,
said
the scene where
goodbye,
she
and then
dropped
she didn't
him
want to
off.
let go of him.
And then also the
That
scene
scene
later on.
Yeah, that one was rough,
one was
but there was something about that first one that really affected me a lot.
Well, the moment that hit me about that scene when he gets dropped off is not the moment where she's holding him, crying, and saying, I can't. The moment that got me was when she tried to pull herself back together and say, it'll be okay. It'll be okay afterwards. That was the one. It's like after the full breakdown. And then there's that moment of just, no, like as she's like telling herself it's going to be fine. That was so very well done. I'm so impressed.
Yeah, she's good.
I mean, I do get the allegory from her doing that and trying to be like Vietnam because of the draft and like your kids are being put off the war. But I think this.
There were a lot of
and if that's what Stephen King wanted, that's great. But I also think if that is what he wanted, the way he was pretty masterful at that time of changing it around. It's like, no, the story is all these guys chose to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that they were drafted. They literally have a line in the film that says like, we weren't forced or coerced to any, and this is paraphrasing, but we weren't forced to do this, yet we all did it anyway. So I can understand the symbolism of that, but I don't know. There's so much to say about this film.
There's a lot to go through.
Well, then say
There's
more.
a ton to say.
What do you think about the antagonist Walker? The guy
Oh,
who was
that guy.
This guy.
Are you
I
talking about
hated
Meth
him.
Head? Are you talking about Meth Head?
Yeah,
whatever his name.
Barkovich.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah,
the blonde one who goes crazy.
Yeah,
they built him up as going to be somebody that was going to be pretty significantly a problem for them, but what happened to him felt like a fizzle and burn. Like
Um,
it went in a place I wasn't
So
expecting.
this is where me and him are talking about is Pete an angel? Because
Hold on, you didn't you.
Hold up.
I was gonna bring
That's a
that up.
different-
That's not
That's a
what she's
different
talking
person,
about
though.
right now.
That's a different
But
That is
person
a
he
completely
said
altogether.
different
that he
question.
had plans for Pete,
Yeah, I have
and
plans
then
for you.
he ended up not doing that and
You
just
also
Yeah.
said my name.
stabbing
You
himself.
doxed me. You said
The-
my
I said
name.
him.
I
No,
thought
you said my
Barkovich
name.
was
No, I
a
didn't.
very disappointing
No, I
character because what we
Rewatch.
didn't have and what I really expected was a character who intentionally and actively tries to sabotage other people. And that's not what we got. The
Hold on.
closest we got to that was Barkovich. Well, hang on, we'll talk about Stebbins in a second. But Barkovich, he like the moment they started, like he got that one kid that he called queer killed, he started losing it and he started having these tics and things. And then what that resulted in is just this guy who's he's there's he's not really, you almost feel like he's not even entirely responsible for it because he's lost his mind and ends up stabbing himself in the neck. And Stebbins, the guy who ends up who is they pretend is a reveal is the major's son. It wasn't her. That I called that the moment the major called him good luck son at the very when he was doing the roster.
I didn't because
Yeah,
I didn't
no,
even
no.
know. I got the
The-
feeling he didn't even know that was his son.
No. The only person he
that
said
right
good luck
off,
son,
right
I
off
was
the
like, bam. The big, and then he's mysterious for the rest of the movie. I was like, oh god, they're gonna
Yeah, he
try
was
and
like,
make it
I
a
hope you
big
do
thing.
well, son.
They're gonna try and make it a big thing that he's the son at the end, and it's not
I
gonna
never
surprise
picked up
anybody.
on that.
So let's try to stay to one topic at a time.
But they didn't have
So
the
much
topic
shit
being
that I want to say like about this film. So like, let's take Lex. You make some kind of supposition. Let's stick to one topic at a
okay,
time.
So
fine.
the-
The topic
And
being,
you two,
the
hold on.
meth
I
that
said
killed
Lex. Hold on, baby.
the topic being, I felt like, and I feel like the movie would have been better had there been a Walker who was more of an objective villain that they didn't even try to sympathize with. He was just a bad guy and he had plans to sabotage people. Because
What I
at the
thought was
end, we
happening.
didn't,
And
and that's what I
didn't-
expected. That's what I thought they were going with Barkovich. And then at the end, he goes insane and stabs himself. And I'm like, well, now we don't have the sabotage. No one tripped someone else on purpose.
Well, we don't know what the rule book was. We never got to see that.
Yeah, they did talk about it. Hold on. Let's then respond to that, and then I'll respond.
Well, that was my response was like kind of what I had in the back of my mind when I first brought him up. I thought he was going to be propped up as this big threat to some of the others. And then it was just like where it went, I did not expect it. And I felt unfulfilled by what happened because there was such a lead up of, what he did with the first kid. Yeah, I got plans for you. What he did with the first kid, you could tell immediately when it happened that he did not expect for it to cause him to because he was wanting him to get up or whatever, and you could tell it affected him. But then he would revert back to just being an absolute asshole again. And then he would act like it bothered him still, and he just got progressively worse. I don't know why he was so antagonistic. I don't get that.
Well, they made him seem schizo at the end.
Okay, I do. So, the way that I interpreted a lot of these characters was more like interpersonal. So, we're all trudging towards our death. Like, just take yourself out of the long walk. Take yourself out of the movie. We're all just going through life, going through, everything that we have to do to make ends meet. It sucks, but we have to keep going because if we give up, we die. And some people are shit talkers. I am one of them. However, I like to believe that I balance myself out with a shit ton of facts, but I understand that I shit talk a lot. That was that guy. And then when he saw the repercussions of his repercussions of his speech, the repercussions of their actions, there was like, oh, I wasn't ready for that. Oh, I didn't know it. And I was like, well, I need but we still have to keep going
Also,
at
that
the
scene
threat of
was
death. Hold on, babe.
extremely
At the
graphic.
threat of death. And then it's like, I have to lift my spirits because my life is on the line. And how do you beat depression? You have to find some way to lift your spirits.
Well, that's what they kept doing.
Otherwise,
They were,
you'll kill
skipping
yourself.
And
Yeah, that's
singing
why they
songs
start.
with each
Yeah,
other,
that's why
but
they
it's
do
like,
this
at the
kind of
end the
stuff. It's
day,
like
they
it's.
know that
It is a story
only
of
one
the
lives.
It is a story of the human relationships that we go through every single day. In my opinion, it's way bigger than just the contained story that we see in this movie. I think it is extremely well written. Um, okay, before I
I
go off
like
on
your
too much of a
interpretation,
tangent,
by the
that's
way.
my interpretation
I like that.
of why every character behaves in certain and different ways. And of course, whenever you get that tired, like your brain goes certain different ways, your body starts going certain different ways. But it's the movie in and of itself is the relationships. It's like that stupid ass trite little thing. It's the friends you made along the way. That's what this movie is about.
I think whenever Meth Head got that kid killed, and he did, that's what,
Barkovich.
yeah, and that kid scraped his face against the pavement. That was extremely graphic. I was not expecting that.
Not
at
to be
all.
confused with Roman Davis, also known as Jojo Rabbit Kid, getting his head
he was the first one to go. It
Yeah,
was his death.
screaming, "It's not fair."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yep.
That's where you figure out, like, oh, okay, this is what I'm watching right now. That's what I was watching.
I also have to say, so we're going to talk about the violence. Are you done with your point, baby?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to when we talk about the violence, I think the violence was necessary. It was graphic when it needed to be. It was off screen when it needed to be off screen because like you felt it. But that first shot straight through the fucking face and you saw all of it.
Yeah, you saw the
That
entire hole through his
you
face.
needed to see that to
Agreed.
understand the implications of what this means.
Well, I didn't understand whenever he was just screaming, "It's not fair! It's not fair!" Because I still
That's because
didn't know
you
that
didn't
they
know
died.
yet. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and then
Well-
they shot him, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
And that's great storytelling, in my opinion, because they all knew because they signed up for it. But as an audience, you knew enough, but you didn't know all of it.
I didn't know. I knew nothing.
I
about
had
this
seen the
movie.
trailers, so I did know what was at stake. I typically stay away from trailers, especially if it's for a movie that I'm interested in. But this just happened to be playing, so I did. I totally got the synopsis, so I was ready for it, as ready as you can be. I do think that this is a very good film. I had some issues with some of the other characters or some things that happened that didn't line up with the way they had been happening up till then. Maybe we can touch on that after a bit.
I knew the moment. Well, A, I saw the military involved, and B, the Major's character got up and said, "Here are the rules, and here's how you get your tickets." I was like, they're gonna kill people. This is a you get your ticket. I knew that was code.
Oh, you knew that was oh, okay.
Black
Oh no, I immediately I was like, oh, that's code. That's code.
Are you glad you went into it not knowing?
You know, I genuinely am. I
Okay.
think it meant a lot of stuff. I mean, I went in expecting to see a totally different film, to be honest, and what I got was way better than what I was afraid I was going to see. I thought I was going to go in and be like, oh gosh, this is some boring sci-fi horror film. I don't like horror films, and most sci-fi these days has not been good. So I was not excited to see this film, and what I got was much better. I certainly have many criticisms that I've already named, but I thought it was way better than I was expecting. I think the graphic nature of the film is necessary to counterbalance those real wholesome moments that we have, because you need that interplay of we're brothers. I'm going back. I'm picking you up. I'm dragging you along. take a nap on my shoulder, or I'll keep you moving. You need the interplay, and McVree's character, you need him talking about finding gratitude, talking about believing in families, those moments, because in order for the moments of Jojo Rabbit Kid and the rest of them getting shot, the tank running over somebody's scenes, you need both of them, because the way those interplay together is what makes it such a thriller. That's what makes it so gets you in the head of these characters who are going through, it's something physically extremely rigorous, but psychologically is so rigorous that it's not just what they're physically doing that breaks them down. It's they start off, I want to make some friends along the way, and then they get sick, they die in horrific ways, and they have to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Well,
that's my bit.
every single death that happened, they all were they were heartbroken over it. But it's like, at the end, only one can last.
Right.
So you know what's going on.
That's why. Okay. Sen, you can talk after I say this one sentence. That's why I think the movie is mostly about humanity. Go ahead, you have the floor.
Oh, I don't have much more to add to what you guys were already saying. I do like your interpretation of what it's about much better than it being an allegory for the Vietnam War. Even though I get the point of that, I think that what you think about it matches up more, especially because we're decades out of the Vietnam War right now. That doesn't mean anything to most of us as far as, current audience members watching a story like that. I had some issues with the Indian guy, the way he went out.
Team Jacob.
Yeah, I couldn't remember his name.
Okay. I have nicknames.
That's from Twilight, right?
Story with him though, he was so silent the entire time.
Yeah, he only had. Okay, so there's a lot of things I could say about that, but Sen, you go first.
So number one, I didn't think he was great in the acting. He was just okay. Maybe it was just his character. Maybe that was why. But the way he went out, there's no way he would have gotten to the point that he got. The guards would have shot him long before. He would have never been able to do that. So I was like, this dramatic moment had to happen, but he would have been gone. He would have never gotten hold of that gun, and if he did, he would have been killed immediately. That he would have never had a chance to kill himself. I had an issue with how that played out.
I also feel like, okay, so the Asian kid, he ran after the tank.
Hold on. She's talking about the specific thing.
No,
so
but
let's talk about specifics.
Okay, so the Asian kid ran after the tank, got shot immediately.
He did not.
So then the Indian
shot in the stomach.
His punishment was that he got to just bleed out.
Yeah, the Asian kid,
Yeah, there's it was towards the end. It wasn't short round, but it was towards the actually it wasn't.
Hang on. No,
it was the kid from Karate Kid. Karate Kid, wasn't it him?
I don't watch Cobra Kai.
I think they played
the stupid
story very
latest
well,
movie.
Though, because he was chewing his gum because that was it was orange flavored.
Yeah.
It's for his wife.
He was in Karate Kid.
And then you see him take his gum out and he throws it down, and it's like, okay,
Oh, he had given up by that. Yeah.
And then he goes back and starts screaming about, I did it wrong. And
I don't understand what he thought he did wrong.
And then
so much. That's why we need second watches. I think all of us, maybe Sen, you can correct me. You may have seen it twice. We've only seen it one time, and it affected us this much.
Yeah. It's heavy. It is not light viewing.
No,
I already forgot the thing that she brought up that I wanted to.
The Indian guy, how he got.
Oh yeah.
Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. By the way, it's pronounced engine, but.
Well, I never.
I know he's not Cherokee, but don't worry, I give you a pass.
I couldn't remember his name, so I just the Indian guy.
I couldn't remember most of the Indian.
In the movie, his name was Kali.
Kali, okay.
Kali?
He's the one who goes and steals a gun and then shoots one of the guards.
And then he's able to shoot himself. Like, I just don't buy that could have happened.
Okay,
that's
so
he would have been shot immediately.
Oh, for
okay,
sure. Yeah.
so there is a way where they would allow that to happen because they know they're dead anyway. They shot him and put him down.
But then he was doing like.
And
Indian
then he's
chants.
like, yeah, he's doing chants, and maybe they know. I don't fucking know, but like he puts it up under. This is spoiler full, by the way, guys. He puts it up underneath, and is like, "I'm gonna take myself out because you motherfuckers." And I'm trying to keep all gamer words out of this stream. You motherfuckers aren't gonna take my life from me. At the very end, I will take it myself after I say my final prayer.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so his character was very wishy-washy, and I have talked to you about this, and I have said that like I think there's a lot of fucking footage about his character that was left on the cutting room floor. You could fucking tell it because he tries to have moments of character development, and then in the next scene for the next 15 minutes, nothing happens with him. I was like, they were trying to develop the character, but they just wanted to they wanted to cut down the runtime.
No, he was just the guy that never said anything, didn't make relations with anybody, and then finally at the end, he was just like, "Fuck this." So you can see where if in that moment, because you have to understand that somebody's dying, everyone is dying. Who's gonna win? He wanted to be by himself and not make relations
Until the end.
Yeah. So it's like you have to see like, okay, we're doing this together. You have to it's just human nature. Like you have to be with somebody to like walk you through it, talk you through it. You can't just be in your own mind.
Yeah, but when you're doing that and you have the military behind you the entire time, I know that they could have possibly made it kind of like a Trail of Tears thing, but you could tell by the actor's face that he's not Cherokee. Okay, I can, but
I can't. I couldn't. I don't know what he was
okay,
supposed to be. I forgot.
I'm half Choctaw, so that's neither here nor there. We're not talking about that.
But I feel like
I think that was a portion of the writing that they were trying to tell, is that they felt like they were being pushed out, and he was like, "Nah, fuck this, I'm gonna rebel."
I mean, I liked his ending. I think it was. I liked his ending. I think his whole story throughout the whole thing, we didn't get a lot of it. It was just like, oh, I'm by myself. That's it. But if you're by yourself, then maybe that's where he went crazy. Because it was like at the end, he was just like, fuck this.
Well, I mean, I think anyone would. Like, I'm going to use my last little bit of strength. Like, if you ever go on a run, I'm sorry for interrupting all y'all. Or
no, you're not. I'm listening to the convo.
I was like, anybody who goes on a run, especially if you're trying to be athletic, you're trying to like the last little leg of the run, you sprint before you just gas out. That's what you try to do. And obviously he was athletic because he was built and he was in good shape. And he was just like, all right, this is the last little bit of adrenaline. What am I going to do? I'm going to make it mean something. I'm going to make it mean something. And this is all on camera, by the way, which is a lot of things.
Which we never saw.
This is a portion. About. Yeah, this is the portion of the movie that I have a problem with because they just say it in the beginning. They show the cameras in the beginning. Yep. And it's never addressed again.
We never see like a TV screen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I noticed that as well.
I consider that part of the lack of world building. And again, to put it back to compare it to the later Hunger Games, if there's one thing that film did well, or those films did well, it was they highlighted how much of a sensation watching this was every year. Yeah, it was very
commercialized.
Here, it's just the major telling them, this helps our GDP, and here are the cameras, and then that's it.
Yeah, I got Running Man vibes a little bit from it, too.
Running Man? Yeah, I agree with you, but I wish we could have seen the other side. Now, we do see a whole lot of people that know that this happens. Even little kids. Them
as they go by, yeah.
Even little kids, and there's that one point where, it's Nigerian guy that's saying, like, don't let the kids see. Don't let the kids see.
Yeah.
Like, he's trying to look out. And it's not. It seems what. Okay, so the way that that was shot to me, and I would have to, I guess, explore it a little bit further in a second viewing. But the way that it seemed is like the kids were freaking oblivious to what it was. They just knew that it was this big government thing that was televised everywhere. So I may be misconstruing my entire point from the first thing about how we didn't see underlying effects of how it was. This is the big televised event.
Well, no, it's supposed to be
But
like,
but
oh, if
they
you
didn't
win,
know
you get a
anything. It's like,
big
don't let the
wish.
kids see. And they were just looking doe-eyed like a fucking cow in the middle of the train tracks. And
Like they don't understand.
and then it have it, yeah, like they don't understand.
It didn't
They
seem
just
like they were
know,
overly
but-
affected by it, though.
Yeah, the
the
public
kids.
was not affected now by this at all.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I would have to watch it a second time to see a lot more nuance.
Well, the public's
one
not
change-
affected by it because this has been happening for years. These televised deaths of these people, so they've probably gotten desensitized to it.
One change between the book and the film is the film makes it clear until the very end, crowds aren't allowed. But in the book, they went through several towns that had large crowds. It was a show, a big public show in the book. And I think that actually would have worked better because it would have kind of highlighted the depravity of it. And we get that a bit. We get that a bit there at the end, and when they're going through the big city of Freeport, and there are all these people cheering. And you
And
can
he
almost
gets to see his mom again. Ray
gets to
gets
see his
to
mom
see
again,
him.
which is a very emotional scene. But what I was going to say about that is, like, you can see almost like on their faces at that point the hatred they have for the crowds of like the disgust they feel about the people who are out there cheering and watching. I thought that was well done. But in the book, there's a lot more towns they go through, and you kind of get that sense a lot more from what I've been able to tell of that sense of just like, wow, this really is just a show to people. And I don't think the film really captured how much of just a show this is to people until the end. They mention it a couple times. They complain about it. Like, ooh, look at this family coming out and watch us. And then that's a teaching moment for Pete's character to lecture Garrity about the if you don't believe in that family, then the change that you believe in isn't worth anything and that type of thing. But I think it would have been a lot more impactful if they could have shown us any more of the world. Show us that people are watching this. Show us that people are entertained by
crowds and everything. I wonder if it was an issue of funding, or like, I wonder why they decided not to do that.
Well, we saw a little bit of it when we didn't understand why Ray was doing what he was doing, and we didn't understand what his wish would be. And then we got to see that backstory of his dad died because he was just, it was like movies or like
he brought in books and music and movies that were the government had restricted.
We
so
didn't
it's
get
like
the
a
backstory of why is this happening.
Another complaint there is
so
the major about the major is they have the major as this big figure, and yet he's the one personally going into randos' houses to do this type of thing. Like that doesn't make any sense.
I didn't understand. Like I was a little. I don't know if that meant he was like the number one guy, the one in charge.
Because there's no world building.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the thing. And I know that's a change from the book. In the book, Garrity's Ray's father is arrested and is just never seen again. He's not executed in the street by the major personally. They added in that whole thing about like personal vengeance against the major to deepen the character. I don't necessarily have a problem with that inherently. Fine, you do make changes, but it doesn't make sense why the major himself is the guy going to this town in Maine to hunt down someone. That doesn't make any sense to me. And on top of
Okay.
the fact that his character doesn't have any other personalization or characterization or arc or anything, I just found that very boring.
I have a question and also an answer at the same time for you. But first of all, I want to highlight Kaylee. Is there world building in the book if anyone has read it?
I haven't read
Because I
it,
have
so
not
I
read the book.
don't know.
Nope, no idea.
Yeah, most of us didn't know this was a book or anything. We just kind of saw it. We heard a little bit of hype about it, maybe, or maybe we just go watch movies and we're just like, hey, this seems like it'd be a cool thing. The trailer was cool. I did not watch the trailer at all. What I did look at was the MPAA rating on it, and I saw it was R for strong violence and some language.
Some language. They were cussing every 30 seconds.
Well, I mean, that's how we. I shouldn't say that with in here. That's how we talk on a regular basis every single day.
I listened to your streams. It's all right.
Yeah, nothing is off limits. Free speech always. Anyway, oh, you read the book. Hold on, I'll get to you, Miss Deborah, in just a second.
Oh, okay.
Or do you want to get to it now, soon?
I was just curious to see what you, because I have the screen big, so I can't see any comments.
Oh, you
until
can't
you
see
pop
anything?
them up.
Okay. And she is talking to Kaylee, so maybe we shouldn't bring this up. So.
Okay.
His favorite word? What you mean, nigga?
Well, that narrows it down.
She's a black girl, by the way.
Ow,
No.
It's already ripping it down.
I'm sorry. All I was doing.
You know what? You guys need to get a splitter and have two separate sets of earbuds, so you don't have to be so uncomfortable.
We totally could, but
we are one unit.
Yeah. Well, okay. So normally we don't have guests on our live streams. This is only so Lex was with the first one. Lex and Miss Deborah.
Well, last week I was sick, so
yeah, and she wasn't even on there, so that's why I was like, okay, Lex and Miss Deborah, y'all can come on if you want, or I can do it solo.
Lex, you're gonna be so happy. I'm up to 17.
She's not, but
no, I am.
17 what now?
How many times I'm right?
Oh,
I had no idea what you were talking.
Still 16.
I'm so surprised we're up that high.
She starts arguments all the time. We've been together for a long time. We are now engaged. We've been together for a long time, and in all of this time that we have been together, she has only won an argument 16 times.
17.
There. I'm at like 485,000.
You keep like a tally?
Oh, well, it doesn't happen that often, so those numbers.
You need a scoreboard up on the fridge or something.
I think he's at like 4 million.
She starts the dumbest.
I do not.
Okay, hold on. Hold on, babe.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm the one that he wants to marry, so you must love dumb people.
Well, maybe
it's about the movie.
But anyway, yeah, I was about to say, let's go back to the movie.
My ear
before your
hurts.
ADHD.
I'm ready to lay down.
Yeah, your ear hurts. Okay, we'll finish talking about the movie. Well, we haven't had domestics yet either. That will wake you up.
Can I take a nap?
Nope. We're about to be done. We're not about to be done, but maybe we have guests.
And we're watching and judging.
Oh, I know. She's stamping her.
We can't even have domestics.
She's stamping her feet like a horse. No, that just makes it easier for me. So, okay. So actually, The Long Walk. Actually, I really love this film. Golly, you took me off. All right. So here's one thing that I wanted to ask, because it was something that I had from the beginning of the movie. And then at the end, the final frame of the movie. Is Pete an angel? Is he an actual person, or is Pete an angel? That's a question I want to posit to y'all.
So I never picked up on that, but Pete was perfect. Like
Ex-
everything that he had been through, and he still had this very optimistic, helpful, positive mentality, mindset, whatever. Um, I don't know. I never thought of it that way. That would be that's an interesting.
Well, he never got tired. It never showed him drinking water or eating food or anything.
It
he
did
had
show
his
him eating
rations
food.
one time. His rations, but his rations were just little squeeze bottles. But that doesn't matter. But
Can we switch sides because my ear hurts?
I mean, you could sit on that side.
Yeah.
An angel. Interesting question. I thought that Hollywood was going to be Hollywood, and I bet wrong on who was going to win. I bet that Ray was going to win, and that Pete was going to sacrifice himself for him, which is
that was too obvious of an answer.
Hold on, let Lex talk.
yeah, and I expect Hollywood to be obvious. Now, again, as a side tangent, if I may add, in the book, Pete's already gone. The final two are Stebbins, the illegitimate son of the Major, and Ray, not Pete, but that's neither here nor there. In the film, me watching it, not knowing that earlier today, I thought they were going to have Pete finally sacrifice himself. And that's how they set it up. And of course, once we got to the scene where he set it up, I was like, oh, well, no, that's not what they're going to do, because it can't be now. But every moment leading up to that, that's what I expected. And honestly, the twist was Pete being the one to then carry out what
The revenge.
Garrity's original plan had been.
Right.
Now, if we're talking about the ending now, in the book, the ending that actually happens is it's just Garrity and Stebbins, the illegitimate son, left. Those in the book, those are the only two left. And Stebbins can't finish, and he stops and sits down. But at that point, Garrity has started hallucinating, and he sees this dark figure in the distance. The Major shows up finally, by the way. He's not been there the whole time in the book. He shows up finally. He's this vague figure. He doesn't have any personal relationship to Garrity. There's no vengeance motive here. And Garrity has a hand on his shoulder, be it a soldier, be it the Major, who knows, and suddenly finds the energy to run towards this dark figure down the road. And that's how that book ends. In the film, it's Pete who finishes. He's the winner. And after shooting the Major, completing the vengeance that he had seemingly convinced Garrity to surrender. That was a huge turning point in the movie. Was he gets Garrity to let go of his anger and rage, and then at the end he picks it up, which, I mean, cool. We can talk about that swapping and hopelessness and or switching of mentalities there at the end. But then all of a sudden Pete turns around facing an empty road there in the rain and just keeps walking. There's an echo there. They both, when it doesn't book or film, whoever wins keeps going to whatever end, no one knows. In both, it's never answered. I find it interesting.
But that's for us to answer, though, because we're only talking about the film.
True.
At least in this stream, we can all read the book and do stuff later. In the film, that's what we're talking about. And especially the ending of this film is what, I don't know why it hit me that way. I was like, is Pete supposed to be an angel for Ray the entire time? And then he tries to give himself up, and Ray is just like, okay, no, I've accepted, and I'm going to take it out. And by the way, he was very calculated the way that he did that. He made sure that he got his third warning before he dropped back. But
he realized that Pete would do good. He would.
Yeah, their friendship was so strong, and he had helped them so much. And Pete also did say that, I never had a family because
You've
I
been
chose
walking for 5
violence.
days. I've been like running my whole life or something like that.
That line right there, Garrity, his mentality changes, but his sacrifice breaks Pete.
Mm,
It gets Pete to do the one thing that he spent the previous 2 days trying to convince Garrity not to do.
right. Yeah.
I can't remember what. Okay, what did Pete say that? Obviously, I saw it once, and that was 5 days ago. Whenever we saw it, what was Pete's wish? I can't remember. Was it to find a brother? Because I know they have a conversation about that.
I thought it was he wanted to use his money to like help
Okay,
kids
2 things there.
that were in need or something.
You're right. You are correct. That's what he wanted to use the money for. The wish that he shared, though, because you get the money, but you also get a wish.
Okay.
And he, in the film, said he wanted his wish to be that there could be 2 winners to the long walk.
Okay.
Okay. I forgot about that wish.
See, I forgot about I forgot about the monetary thing, what he was going to say, but I feel like it took him a little bit before he actually opened up and said his wish.
It did because he didn't tell his history for a while.
Yeah, a long
Garrity.
Yeah.
until the end. No, we're
Pete.
talking about Pete. We're
Pete
talking
was
about
what
Pete.
I was referring
How he
to.
got the scar on his face.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, or
you're
neck.
correct.
The collarbone and the face.
You're right.
No, these are just questions.
I think that movie has a lot of questions you can ask. Obviously, we can sit here all day and do it. And I think this is a movie that you have to have multiple rewatches of it. And I don't think you ever get bored of it. It's like how we watch Star Wars all the time, and I constantly ask you questions about it.
Okay, so Sin, I'm gonna watch a review right after we're done with this stream. You should watch mine because I bring up Frank Darabont in the review.
Okay,
and this is,
I will.
and it's out of the theater, so I wanted to hear y'all more. Other people who have seen it.
How many people in the audience have seen? I haven't been reading the comments.
So we have Kaylee, we have got Jerry D. Seals, we've got Deborah Perkins, we've got John Ambler, we have Sergeant Giratina, we have the Wayfair, we have Panda Simone, just JK, if I haven't said his name before, Amanda. That I am a small channel.
But how many in the audience have seen it? Have they all seen it? Everyone that's watching this?
Oh, okay. Yeah. If any of you guys lurking or in the chat, Kaylee says I haven't seen it, and I don't think I'm strong enough to.
Yeah, it's a hard watch. I'll be honest. Yeah.
Go ahead, Sin. Finish.
I mean, I'm still surprised at how much it bothered me. Even though I've seen so many violent films. Yeah, it was rough. I don't think it reached the level of the bone tomahawk scene awfulness for me. That one, that one made me feel physically sick. And but it was hard because the humanity in it and how attached I got to some of the characters and how much their endings really hurt. So I spent much of the film dreading Pete's death because I thought initially that he was going to go, and I was like, oh, I like Pete, I don't want him to go. But I was trying to envision how it was going to happen. Then of course as you get closer to the end, I was like, okay, well, Pete's going to win and he's going to kill the major. I mean, I kind of figured that that's what he was going to do. But yeah, it's a hard watch. I don't, like I said, I don't feel like I want to see it again. I'm just not in the mood. At all.
You actually predicted the ending.
Yeah, I did. I figured he was gonna shoot the major. Yeah.
I didn't until the scene where until
he asked for the gun.
No, until the scene where he sat down. And then I
Okay.
knew, I was like, they're gonna switch them. They're gonna switch them, and Garrity is he's gonna get him back up and moving, and then later, and then sit down. I was like that because that just had to be. It had to be. That has to be the twist ending. Because and then I heard everything.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. You
And then
first,
I heard
man.
everything the Major said to try and like calm him down. And I was like, oh, none of that helps. So he's just gonna get
No,
shot.
no. Yeah.
Because he's so poorly written. I don't blame Mark Hamill for me finding that character boring. I found every line they gave him to say lame.
Yes. Yeah. He didn't have any depth at all to him. He was not
Yes.
nuanced at all. He was just cookie cutter baddie. Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't supposed. Maybe that's exactly what he was supposed to be. Just the generic face of
Maybe.
generic evil. But generic is boring. Sorry, I was bored. If you wrote him to be boring, you succeeded because I was bored with him.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Yeah,
compelling.
it was the propagandist that was just spewing the same old shit. But because he had a bunch of tanks and military power behind him, that's why people respected him. and
You
everything like
boys have a heavy sack. Okay, great. You can say that every scene that you're in, but I'm not gonna. That's never gonna be. Ooh, I'm inspired. Are you inspired?
Man, okay, there is so much more that I could say about this movie. Okay, who are we talking to? Kaylee. Kaylee, I know you. We have met up together in Dallas. It was Dallas. It was Dallas. We went to freaking Six Flags together and through the haunted houses.
Oh,
Okay, so this is a tough watch, but it's so heartwarming. So if you ever watched Stand to Deliver, if you ever watched Stand By Me, yes, they're by two different authors, but if you ever watched those kind of films, that's what it's truly about, but with a bunch of adult stuff added into it. What the movie is truly about, at least from my perspective, is human beings making connections under dire circumstances, and it's about humanity. I keep saying that word, but I'm not going to stop saying that word because especially in this time, especially in what has happened in the last week and a half, what we fucking need is humanity. I know it's a hard watch. I know it's a tough. It could be a tough watch, but you can also just
yeah. Don't want to scare
the
you
other
away
way.
from watching it. I do think it's worth a watch. I encourage you guys to check it out. There are some very heartfelt. There's very heartfelt messaging in certain moments, and specifically the relationship between Pete and the main character. What's his name? Garrity? Is that
Garrity.
Yeah. I'm terrible with names, y'all.
So am I.
I love their relationship and the dialogue. This movie is built largely around dialogue between the characters and the relationship building, and it's very touching, very moving. And it also, you kind of put yourself in their situation. You know, would I be able to have this very positive outlook and mentality that Pete does if I were going through something like this and everything he's been through, and look how what he's become, like, and just the physical difficulties of what they had to go through? And would your humanity remain intact when you're in this walk, basically this walk for your life? That's rough, because when you're faced with really horrible circumstances, a lot of times the worst in people comes out. So that wasn't the case for most of them. The closest we got was that crazy guy. What's his name again? meth guy, whatever.
Barkovich. But the thing is, I
got a question, motherfucker. Why do you remember his name?
I don't. I have all of their names.
He remembers a lot of their names.
I have all of their names. I have all of their names pulled up in front of me.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. So you don't.
Okay.
So you don't remember the. Yeah, you don't remember the name,
No, I remember who was who, and so I pulled up a list of all of their names
Yeah,
to
do
keep
you-
the
do you-
names straight because I'm so bad with names.
I am bad with names too, but I
Maybe
just
what
know
I
their
should have done.
characters, and I think that's what I can say about this entire movie. It doesn't matter that I know what the character's name was; I know what that character was,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that is great storytelling, and that's why I am approving this movie.
I think it's worth a watch for sure.
Oh yeah,
I-
absolutely.
I think it was a good move to take the number of total walkers down because in a movie you can't explore the characters of that many people. So that was a good improvement. On the whole, I 100% think it's worth a watch. My biggest complaint about the movie is the lack of world building. It doesn't the only and maybe that's intentional too. The same thing I said about the Major. Maybe the fact that he is just this generic, bland face of some oppressive system is on purpose. Doesn't matter. I still found him generic, bland, and boring. But on as part of that, what my disappointment in this movie was that it didn't flesh out a world for me. And perhaps that's not what it was trying to do. The story is obviously just on these guys on this walk. Fair enough. But I think it would have meant more, it would have deepened why they were on that walk if they'd explained more about the world in which they live. Because they played lip service to, oh, the system tells us this is our only hope for advancement and improvement, our only hope for wealth. And I can make some side comments about the fact that they criticized, I want to make all this money, like, because there were a couple of characters like, I want to make all this money because I want to do some good. To which the response was, well, how many people do you know with money who do any good? And I'm like, okay, there we go. There's Hollywood. There's Hollywood of like there are no good people in the world. Thanks. But my biggest dissatisfaction with the film is I don't know what world they live in. I just know there's this military and this walk. And the bonds they make are good and well depicted. Acting was good for the main characters.
Mm-hmm.
But their story would have been so improved if I knew anything else about the world in which they lived that motivated them to volunteer for this type of thing in the first
Besides
place.
just the exposition we got about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So I understand. Let me ask you, Sin, that is responding to Lex. Do you think with a TV series, this same story, do you think that would be a better way of handling this story?
Oh yeah, for sure. We'd have more
you
time.
do?
Yeah, because if you want something with more world building like we've talked about and more established connection with all of these characters, yeah, if you want something that's hugely fleshed out, yeah, TV series would be the way to go. It probably would have been better than The Institute, another Stephen King's TV series that came out this year, which was terrible. Terrible. And you wouldn't need a ton of money for the stuff that would need to be shown. This is a very dystopian type of place. So, yeah, probably a TV series would have done it better than the film. That's not a huge knock on the film, though, honestly.
Deborah Perkins asks, what do you mean by world building? What I mean when I say that is the film did not explain to me like the dynamics.
The world that they live in, their environment,
it's in the United States. It's obviously old timey because you see old time.
Looks like in the 60s, right? 60s or
it looks
70s when this takes place.
Cars.
Yeah.
Yet there's a militaristic society. So it can't even be Vietnam because that was late 60s. So
late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't really know what's going on. There is nothing explained. I'm sorry, Lex, you were starting to say something, so go ahead with your
All I was going
point.
to say is I don't understand. Like, I have only vagaries. I don't know what happened that made everybody poor. Why are they all poor? Why is this the only way up? Who's
The
in
They
Civil
charge?
War, I
What
thought.
talk
what
about they
is yes, there is a war and there was a civil war. We know that, but who won? Who was involved?
Yeah,
Who
they
is
don't
this major?
tell you all
Why
this.
is he so important? Like, he shows up the first time, everybody stands up with like respect and like fear and everything. I'm like, who is this guy? Why do we care about him? There are a lot of questions about like what is the context of the walk. So to use the Hunger Games as an example, they explain why there's a Hunger Games. They explain what led to there being a Hunger
Yeah.
Games. They explain how the enough at least how the government works. It's a total dictatorship by President Snow. In this, nothing of that. We don't know how the government functions. We don't know, are these states even really united? What do you mean by we're talking about our GDP? Like, because who's in charge of anything? Why is the major, who's the big bad of the whole thing, personally going to people's houses to arrest them and shoot them in the streets? Like, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. I don't understand. When I say world building, I mean, I like, what is the world like in which they live? And
Yeah.
the only thing I see in the movie is a highway in Maine with basically no towns in the process. And I've been told there's a civil war and that people are poor and that they've been instilled to believe the only way they can advance themselves is through this long walk. But
Okay.
that's
I
about
think
it.
that would be great, but the thing is that Stephen King didn't write a series of novels about this. This is literally one of the first things that he ever wrote, and it wasn't even published until after. This is one of the first things
Many
he wrote
years
that didn't
later.
get published. Many years later, after he got published, that's when he got this published. This is not a series of novels, and I understand how people would want a TV series, but I personally think that if you tried, especially in today's Hollywood, tried to flesh this out a little bit more, all they would do is fuck it the fuck up. When this film itself was just about interpersonal connections. And yes, you had the violence in there. Yes, you made everything as compact as possible. Is it flawless? Absolutely not. But I think that's the best way of us getting this story to the mainstream audience. Maybe not mainstream audience, just the audience in general. That's
Well,
my point of view, and I completely I am open to anyone else saying anything else. Send you next.
Well, I was just wondering. We kind of touched on it before about whether there was a lot of world building in the novel as well. Maybe there wasn't a ton. Maybe this was true to the novel in that regard. However, you don't need a series of novels to make an episodic series
You're
for
correct.
television. I mean, they made this series off of The Institute, which was one book. They should have made a series off of Salem's Lot instead of that craptastically awful movie we got a year or so ago, because there's so much in. Oh my gosh! And Salem's Lot's my favorite King book. Love that story. But they could make a fantastic show out of just this one book that he wrote. So
Let me
I can see it going both ways.
let me ask you something, Sam. I hope you're okay with me saying that. That's what you're going by. It's on your
Yes,
freaking
and
streamer, I think.
that is short for my actual name. It's just
Yeah,
easier
I'm
and
not
better
gonna
for me to
say it
use
unless you want to
nickname.
say it.
Yeah, Sin's fine.
Um, because Stephen King's, especially his older books, are so dense.
Yes.
So here's my question. Because they're so dense, do you think it is better to make it into a film or to make it into a mini series or to make it into a TV show? And because you just brought up the point of one book has so much shit in it. And I understand that as well. But I
If you're
think
not,
that's why they try to pick out and wheedle down
yeah,
the best points of it, like what the
the
most important
fundamental
story arcs
elements
are.
of it. If you're going to stick with movie, are
I'm
you still
fine.
there? Oh, you froze. Can you still hear me?
And I can still hear
Shit.
you.
I
There, oh,
could
here it
see
is.
you. I could
Okay.
see you.
All
I
right.
could see you the whole time and hear
Okay,
you.
you were completely frozen, so I thought maybe my internet crapped out or the StreamYard was crashing.
No. Did you hear everything, or do I need to repause?
I just heard you
question?
asking me the question about like movie versus limited series or miniseries or whatever. Limited
Yeah,
series is
but
basically just there's this series of episodes and then that's it. It's not gonna be a continuing thing.
yeah, like
If they're gonna make just a movie, then you know what I would like, especially like let's say I'm gonna go back to Salem's Lot. Give us a long ass movie. Give me a 3 or 4 hour movie of that. I will sit through that and watch it. You know? So do the film justice if you're just gonna stick to a movie.
okay. So maybe you didn't hear this part. Maybe this is where I was roboting out.
Oh, okay,
Um,
sorry.
No. You answered the question and you answered it truthfully, which I expect you to do it anyway. And I wanted to hear your thoughts and opinions. So the second part of that question is: do you think it would be better to be in a minute because his things are so dense? Do you think that sometimes you just need to like look at like what's the main story? Yes, we have a fuck ton of subplots because this is so dense, and we need to like whittle it down and wheedle it down into like something that's more palatable for the people, yet still hits hard like the original context hits hard. That's my question.
Whether I think they should do that?
No,
If
we're
it's
talking
if
about
the
the
novel is
long
so
walk.
dense?
We're talking about the
Oh.
long walk and Stephen King books. I hope we're still like seeing each other correctly and hearing
Yeah,
each other.
I can see you. Yeah, I can see you. Well, maybe that's what they did, or maybe the lack of world building is because there wasn't a ton of world building in this. Honestly, I'm going to tell you, I don't know how long this book is. The Running Man is not very big. And that was also one of his earlier Richard Bachman books, like this. Is this a very long book? Like Salem's Lot was huge. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think either of us have read the books other than what
gonna
we've
look it up.
seen
I'll look it up and see
articles
how long it
about
is.
stuff.
I'll look it up and find out how long. Okay, so it's you know what? This book is not huge. I'm gonna see how long the Running Man was.
Okay, so here what I hope we're not getting off on the wrong foot with this. What I mean by dense is like so much information packed into the story,
Okay,
not
Running
necessarily
Man's
page
shorter.
count.
Well, but the longer a book, generally the more dense it is, as far as characters and I mean,
Not necessarily. Of Mice and Men is like only like 110 pages. Almost, and Sarah Plain and Tall is
yeah,
under
that's not
that.
that's well. When you say dense, I'm thinking just so much material. That's what
I'm
I'm thinking.
I'm thinking so many things to think about, like so much world building. Everything has a
The
place.
depth
Like
of the
yes,
story.
the depth,
Oh, okay.
everything, every
Okay.
place. You know, that's what I mean by that. So I want to make sure we're on the same page.
Oh, I was thinking something totally different when you
No,
said
I'm not
dense.
talking about. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Well, I'm not sorry, but like I want to make sure we're on the same page.
Oh, I get it now. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. It all depends on how well the writers can adapt it.
True. And we all know that adapting from book to screen, you're gonna have to make some changes. You're gonna
Well,
have to
sure.
make some
Yeah.
pacing changes.
Yep.
That's just how it goes.
Sacrifices and
But
additions and
yeah, as long as you stay true to the heart and the truth of the story.
right.
And even if this didn't stay true to the, I'm just gonna say for myself and Lex and Sin, I will ask y'all to, if you want to, give me your ratings. I will say for myself, even if this wasn't completely truthful to like the heart of the story of the book that he put out, I would still give it a 7 out of 10, possibly an 8 on a rewatch.
So I gave it a 75 out of 100, so 7.5 out of
Well,
10. And that's a really solid high-ish rating for me.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think what held it back for me as far as like let's say going 80 or higher is because of just how dark, bleak, and depressing it was, and maybe I'll adjust my rating later. So I have been known to think about it a little bit more and then tinker with the rating. I didn't. I felt like it was definitely stronger than a 70%, which is still solid to me, but I
Yeah.
didn't want to go 80%. So I compromised with 75.
I gotcha.
I have never been good with number ratings.
Lecture
I
a
go-
little bit loud.
Let me step away from the microphone a little bit. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you're fine.
I don't care for number ratings. I go based just of, do I recommend you go and watch this movie or not? And I do. I think this movie is worth seeing. I really do. I think it has some strong aspects. And to the point of what we've been talking about for a few minutes, the point of the story isn't the world they live in and all those other side things. The point of the story is these guys in this situation and how they respond. That is the focus of the story, and I think that is done quite well indeed. My criticisms are I'd like to know more about how and why and what leads to such a system existing in the first place. But the focus of the movie isn't to tell us the system they live in.
Yeah.
The focus of the movie is to just show you these guys in such a system and how they respond to it. And as far as that goes, I think it's definitely worth watching.
Agree. I'm not super crazy about number systems either, just to clarify, but when I post reviews on sites like Criticlist, Letterboxd, or Rotten Tomatoes, you have to give one. I mean, if you don't, it makes it look like you're giving it a 0, which is a terrible score. So I have to choose something.
No, yeah, you don't. For me, I can only speak for myself. It's like you don't need to explain these kind of things. However, I do understand it because I feel the need to explain my rating system as well. It's like it's not like did I enjoy it? It's like no, every movie starts at a 5. What did it do better?
Right. Yeah.
It gets another point. What did it do worse? It gets
Subtract.
demoted a point.
Mhm.
That's how I rate things, but everyone wants that number. So you don't have to explain yourself, woman.
Well, I don't know. I feel the need to sometimes.
Hey, say
You're
it.
putting something in there. You're like you are marking it for posterity. People are going to see. They might wonder why the hell did you choose that number. So and I have to rationalize it in my own mind too. So I
Yeah.
like your system of starting off at 5. I just kind of go in with clean slate. Let's see what you're going to give me. And you can give me something fantastic, and that's going to go way on up there. You can piss me the hell off, and I'm going to give you a 1, which I have done. And I've given a half star to some movies. and here's the thing, I will do that. Like, let's say, even if the acting is great and the cinematography is great, I don't give a shit about that. If the characters suck, if the story is absolute dog crap, I am going to really low rate that thing because I'm pissed. I'm angry. And that's me throwing a temper tantrum.
And there's nothing wrong with temper tantrums.
I throw plenty of them if a movie pisses me off.
Oh, I remember. Okay, just a little story. The first time I watched The Departed,
Okay.
okay, so obviously I was way younger. I just graduated high school. I was watching that, and the first time when that I saw it, Leonardo DiCaprio, you know that elevator scene.
Oh, yeah.
I literally stood up, took the pillow that was on the couch, like, cause I was cuddling with my girlfriend. I took the pillow, I threw it at the television. I was like,
Oh.
fuck this movie. Fucking turn it off. I am not going back. No,
Oh.
fuck this movie. Fuck this shit. What the hell was that? And she literally had to calm me down. Like, not like a fuck. Okay. I can't say that. I was about to say like a fucking faggot, but it's my channel. But
Only the second time you said that tonight.
have I said faggot before?
That's the third time tonight.
Are you keeping
I
tabs,
don't remember.
motherfucker?
I thought it was just
As your legal advisor.
As my legal advisor, I have free speech. But anywho, that's how I reacted the first time I saw The Departed. Sometimes movies it's just like, what in the world? I'm actually angry, or I'm actually upset, or I'm actually crying. Oh, by the way, I will say I teared up on The Long Walk when Short Round, when that happened. And by Short Round, I mean the Asian kid.
I know. I know who you're
wasn't a
referring
kid,
to.
but-
The Karate Kid guy. His death didn't affect me quite as much for some reason. I think, you know what? Okay, I'm going to be honest. I think it's because I still have a little bit of resentment about how much I disliked Karate Kid, and I didn't think he was good in Karate Kid. And that transferred into this movie. I didn't think he was that great in this movie. So I don't think I care too much for his acting abilities. Now, if I had not seen Karate Kid, maybe I'd feel totally different. But yeah, I can be kind of petty that way.
Do you mean Karate Kid or Cobra Kai?
No, I mean the Karate Kid Legends.
Yeah.
Shitty movie that came out
I haven't
this year.
seen that. I haven't seen it.
Terrible. Awful.
Okay,
I did not like. I did not. I mean, your mileage may vary, you know. But I'm very strong-minded about how I feel about certain movies, and I did not like it at all. I thought it was awful, a waste of time. Yeah, that was my introduction to him.
All I saw was Dr. Jones chewing gum and everything. Wasn't he wearing a hat the whole time?
He was wearing a hat, and he walked, and his head was bobbing all the time. That was a little distracting with all the head bobbing.
He shambled. He didn't walk.
He should. Yeah, I don't know how he kept it up so fast.
Yeah, they weren't like helping him. That's why that further solidifies my argument that Pete is just an angel for Ray.
Well, I mean, I thought he was supportive of some of the others.
Well, no, they were the Musketeers, but they ended up being 4 Musketeers. But like, he was one of them. One was the so Nigerian. Oh gosh, this is gonna sound extremely racist.
His character name was Art.
Okay, you got Nigerian who was devoutly Christian from Louisiana. You had Asian who I call Short Round because that's what he reminded me of by the way he dressed and the way he talked. Now he shit talked. And then you got Ray and Pete. Those were the Musketeers.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know. I still think Pete wasn't actually a person. I think.
Have you looked this up online? Have you done searches for discussions about this? Because
no, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would look and see, was Pete an angel in The Long Walk? I've not seen it discussed, but maybe other people had the same idea.
I haven't looked it up, and the specific reason for that is because when I give reviews or when I do everything, I don't want my thoughts adulterated. So that's why I was like, oh, we're gonna spoil, and that's why I asked you if you would be so gracious as to come on here. I don't want to, if I'm going to do a spoiler full review or talk about the movie, I don't want my thoughts adulterated. So I don't look up anything else. These are all my own thoughts. I want it to,
okay. All right. You don't want to be influenced by.
Yeah. I want it to be as pristine as possible. And then I'll listen to other people's comments, but I would rather listen to other people's comments while we're talking, you know, having conversation about it.
Yeah.
That's me. And yes, I we're getting to that point where the beer's setting in. So
Yeah, it's good. We have been doing this almost 2.5 hours.
yeah, it's at 2:29 to 2:29:28 right now.
Yeah, it's on. And what time is it?
And I
Yeah,
did not mean
11:21.
for. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you didn't.
11:21 for you.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
you're on the
Eastern.
Eastern Coast.
I'm
Oh.
I'm Eastern. Have to be up before 8. So
Oh
yeah,
dear.
Oh,
yeah.
I do. I do too. But you have to be up before I do, so we can cut this at any time. Uh, I could just cancel all the other topics we were going to
What
talk about.
can you mention real quickly what you're wanting to touch on? The other stuff.
Okay, first of all, Gina Carano, big old win.
Yeah, she's coming back for. I'm interested in this series. Sounds like something right up my alley.
Yep, she's got a whole little thing after the Disney blacklist. We also have Sylvester Stallone talking about the Rambo prequel,
Oh,
which
okay.
is I don't know if you've seen anything about it. I'm
I've
not going to bring
heard
anything up.
about it.
But
Heard
yeah,
about it, but I didn't see that he had talked about it.
yeah. He said that he thinks that with technology nowadays and with AI, which we don't know, but Tulsa King is fucking awesome, that he could play an 18-year-old Rambo.
De-age him.
Yeah. So there's that, and then, if someone got into an argument, I also have. I was gonna talk it out when we were talking about Charlie Kirk, about how. Hold on, was it 95,000 people there? No, it wasn't. All right, so 73,000 people in the theater, not the auditorium, whatever
Oh,
you want to
really? I
call
thought
it.
they said it was 100,000 capacity. But that was something my mom said. She might have gotten wrong information.
Well,
Yeah.
however many people were in the place, there
So-
was countless people outside the whole time.
Yeah. It was the waiting and like the people outside and the people in other places.
People getting there before dawn,
Approximately 95,000 people.
traveling from all over. Someone came from Chicago. Someone came from Ireland.
Yeah.
That's just amazing.
And the numbers keep updating, but the thing is that the true numbers don't actually matter. What truly matters to me is that people showed up. Not an empty seat in the house. Standing room only. We'll fill all this standing space.
I don't think the leftists fully comprehend the magnitude of what has happened.
Oh, of course. No, they don't. They absolutely do not.
I am very heartwarmed to see the outpouring, but even I didn't expect how significant this was going to be.
One of my friends put it the other day. This is a new great awakening, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I just hope it has a happy ending-ish.
Stan, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm just
No, you first.
I just, just gonna moan and complain and be sad. What were you gonna ask?
Oh no, I wasn't gonna ask. I was gonna say, I had heard the name before. I didn't watch a single video of him until 9 days before it happened.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
of
How
course.
how did
I
you
knew.
see how did you why did you watch it? How did you come to watch that video?
YouTube algorithm.
Just algorithm suggested it. Wow.
Yeah, I knew of Turning Point. I had
Mhm.
heard his name before,
Okay.
but I didn't even know what he looked like. Nothing like that. 9 days before it happened,
Oh.
there was something that popped up, and I was like, "I'll watch this." Oh, I agree with this guy.
Mhm.
Oh, there's another one. Oh, I agree with this guy. who is this? Oh, he's the co-founder of Turning Point. It's like, you know who Turning Point is. It's like, yeah, fucking Ryan Kennel goes there every year. Like, he's specially invited.
Oh,
And I was
he
like, oh,
does.
okay.
Oh,
Okay, so he does make that public, so it's okay that I say it. He posts pictures.
oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, it's
I didn't
okay.
realize he did. That's interesting. And you know what's fantastic about Charlie? How he was so young starting this thing, and
Oh yeah.
what a solid head he had on his shoulders. You know, so grounded, and you know he refined his argument, and his personality got more developed. You know, as he matured. I have too, Deborah. I've watched him. I think I probably watched him before my son even knew um, who he was. But it's just I don't. I wasn't as super into him as some other people were, but I knew enough about him that I liked him. I agreed with a lot of his positions. I liked that he was unapologetic about his faith, but he also made it very clear that all of his positions that he had, he could back up or lean back, fall back on secular arguments to prove his point, which I think is very important because a lot of times if you know, had a discussion with my mom one time about different things and she reference the Bible as to, well, you know, people just need to understand God this and the Bible says, and I was like, you know, but the thing is, Mom, you can't use that when you were trying to converse and persuade people that number one aren't Christian or aren't very Christian. You have to appeal to them on another level that makes sense, because if you start bringing the Bible into it, a lot of times they are just going to mentally write you off. So
Yep.
you have to appeal to something other than that. Now, if you're debating with a Christian, obviously, yes, the Bible comes into it, but a lot of these people that he interacted with, they weren't inclined that way, and he was able to get his point across. He would talk about his faith, but he would also underscore the fact that this is also why, you know, I think this is wrong, or I think this is right, or I think this is the way to go. And such a positive, beautiful outlook he had on so many things. He was so he was such an old wise soul and such a young vessel.
Yeah, and that is the power of the Holy Spirit. You don't have to shove things down people's throats. All you have to do
Right.
is become that vessel with Jesus Christ. Okay, if y'all are or are not Christians, Lex, I know, but for anyone watching, like, if you are or are not Christians, if you accept Jesus Christ in your soul, that Holy Spirit lives within you. And if you let that Spirit talk, not yourself talk, if you let that Spirit talk for you in their spirit, you can gain so many people for Christ and for good morality. It, it
And that
kind of
was
just happens. And Charlie Kirk proved that.
and,
He
and that
never,
was
like,
his
go ahead.
prayer. That was what he, you know, people said that before he would go out and interact with people, he would, you know, Jesus, help me be your mouthpiece, not my words, but you through me. And he, this guy, oh my gosh, what a freaking waste.
No, not a waste.
I know, but
All the-
just the loss. Like he was so young. And I didn't realize that there were many people that had the idea that this man he was going to run for president one day. I don't know that he ever said these thoughts, but can you imagine if someone like him were president?
What a gift that would be.
Oh my gosh.
I was aware of him because he and I are the same age.
Oh,
And so I've heard of him. I heard of him in my well, honestly, anything more than nominally practicing Christian days. And it's only in some of these recent days that I've really come to appreciate the depth of what he did. But no, it is we have been cheated. His wife has been cheated. His daughters have been
his kids.
cheated, and they robbed, and we should be angry about that,
I'm
and
very
are
angry.
rightly being angry about that. But look at the type of man he was. We see it reflected in his wife, who goes out there on the stage today and says, "That young man, I forgive him." I,
Lex, have we
Oh.
talked about this?
well, no, because that happened today.
No. For the difference between forgiveness and forgetting, like you can forgive someone, but that doesn't mean that. Was it you that I was talking to?
Probably,
Or was it
because
my
this is a
pastor?
it's a big thing I go on all the time with my students is forgiving someone does not mean that you continue to allow them to harm you.
Yes,
And
exactly.
that distinction must be made clear at all times.
Yes.
You can forgive someone. You're called to forgive someone. You are never, ever called to allow them to continue to harm you. And
Yes.
I think that's where we need to be as a country of, yes, absolutely, forgive. And be free of hatred of individuals. But what you don't need to be free of is hatred of evil. The Lord hates evil. We know this. And you do not need to make yourself vulnerable to evil ever. And in fact, you have a duty to step up, defend yourself, defend your family, defend those around you. That's not turning the other cheek does not entail allowing the innocent to suffer.
That's a good point.
I could go on a
Yeah.
whole sermon about that, but I won't.
Well, I love sermons, but we are going a little bit long, and I do have to work in the morning.
Yes.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sin has said it herself as well. So, Sin, I really appreciate you coming out. I know this. All of my live streams are unscripted, but
Mine
I
are
hope
too.
I hope you
worry
had a
about
great
it.
time.
I did. This was a lot of fun. I really appreciate you inviting me on and being able to vent. It feels a little cathartic. I've been venting online with my words, just spouting off and not holding back too much. I'm not being nasty. I'm not being super ugly, but I'm also just not putting up with shit. I'm just not. I'm not. So.
Thank
No, I
you
understand,
so much.
but
It's been a pleasure to meet you, by the way.
Same,
It's been
absolutely.
such a wonderful conversation about such important things and our love of film.
Oh, yeah, absolutely love to talk about movies, y'all. I could do it all day long if I didn't have to do things like sleep and eat and work.
Oh yeah, I would. We're trying to get your links posted, but I could talk about movies, especially. I mean, even just this movie, we could have gone for another 2 hours easily.
No, yeah, for sure.
Easily with all the stuff that is impacted into it. There you go. Is that the right one? Just JK got it.
Oh,
Does
hold
that
on, I
work
gotta
for you?
minimize so I wait. Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah,
at
that's it.
Sins
That's it.
_ corner on Twitter, and I believe on YouTube.
Think so.
I think it's the same thing.
We
Don't put
follow
the
each other
Right.
on Twitter. Some of the platforms that I went on, I had to do different things because I wanted Sin's Corner together, but somebody else had Sin's Corner, so I underscored. It's just it depends. But if you look me up, Sin's Corner, and my logo is the same on all the platforms. So I'm on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. I'm more active on Twitter as far as my ranting and everything and arguing with idiots, and also YouTube. But yeah, I can be found different places, and I have an email address too, which can be picked up, lifted on my YouTube description section. So
Did you elbow drop him out of that other corner? It's like, no, this is my fort,
which
my
what?
corner now.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Did you give him the people's elbow and just like, oh, someone else had Sin's Corner? It's like, nah, I'm Sin though. This is my
Well, I wish I could have. I like to keep it consistent in every place, but I couldn't.
Perfect, JK. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. That's one of the reasons, like, when I came up with
thank
this moniker. Yeah, JK got it. A couple.
Yeah,
like,
it's got links to most everything for me.
That's one of the things. Like, when I came up with this moniker, and I was like, okay, I like this. It makes sense on about 4 different levels. Does anyone else have it? And I was like, oh, it's nowhere on the entire internet. I was like, all right,
You
I'm
talking
making
about
all
your thing, what you talking about your
multi.
Yeah, what is that? What is that about?
Okay, so multi is because I drink beer. I'm a
Oh.
functioning alcoholic. Maldi is because I'm being 100% real. Everyone who knows me knows this already. Maldi is that when I get, hyped up or mad about something, I go in, and then they call me Salty Maldi. And that's not even something that I came up with.
That was the nickname given to you.
That was a nickname that my viewers came up with. They were like, "Oh, Salty Moldy is out on this one." I was like, "That's actually really
So
great."
You just took a little spin on that.
Yeah, why not?
Multi-malty.
But I started out with multi-malty. So I was like, yeah, sometimes I get upset and I rant about things, but also I drink beer. That's kind of like, it's not a shtick, but it's like, it's my life.
Well, that's an interesting nickname, username.
And that's why no one else has taken it. And so what
of
I
course,
did is I
completely unique.
I swiped up all the ones that I could. I was like, no one has even tried to. I can spell it the exact same way, and I don't need to put numbers on it or real multi. I don't
Smart.
need to do that. So
Good
it's
idea.
all mine. I got it all at the same time.
I couldn't think of anything more creative than Sin's Corner. It's my little corner of YouTube. Everybody's got this little YouTube thing, so yeah.
Kaylee, little girl.
Well, I appreciate the conversation we've had. I feel like that's a good wrapping up point. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see, what time is it now?
You did
11:40.
10:40, 11:40 for you.
11:40 for you. You're Central.
I used to call you Salty Maldi a lot back when you were in the GCA. Yeah. Were you the one that started it, nigga? All right, so I know Cloud, and then a lot of the guys from Legion of Memers, they would call me that, and then Daxonar, who is Daxy. These are probably a lot of names that you don't know, but this is probably Miss Deborah. You can't even spell my name correctly.
I love it,
but I do get
Moldy.
hugs. Okay. Yeah, this has been a great time, and we could just sit here and BS forever, but Sin, I super appreciate you coming on. I'm glad that we have a productive chat about the long walk. I wish we could have talked longer. I wish, excuse me, and that even fucking interrupts that. I wish that we weren't interrupted by what has happened in our daily lives. And you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But we did give a whole lot of respect to him, and we will continue to give respect to him.
Absolutely.
Never keep his name in your mouth. I would say that, but also do it in a polite way, a respectful way. He lives on in us, just like God lives on in us.
Well, I already got a shirt. I am Charlie Kirk. And I'm going to wear it. I'm going to wear it out in public. I don't give a shit if it's going to piss people off. I'll probably wear it
Fuck.
out in public after I start carrying.
Fuck
Hey,
that.
there we go.
Yeah, do it.
I am. I just, yeah, I don't care. I do not care. You know,
No,
maybe.
it's better. You do care. That's why you do it. Because he
True.
stood for something.
True.
What you've stopped caring about is
What they think.
being exactly. You
Yeah.
care about truth, and
And-
that's what's worth it.
I don't know if it's just because the older I get, the less I want to put up with crap. Or if it's just how much this has affected me. Because I'm pretty old, you guys. I've been around for quite a while. And my personality has changed. My basic values, not so much. I've shifted on different sort of things politically, but yeah, I've always been kind of feisty, you know, but I don't know. I feel like I'm even more so.
Okay, I have a question. Lex, we did this. Wait, hold on. That's your foot. Miss
Where-
Malty is behind. Miss Malty is on the bed behind
is she
me.
lying? Oh, okay. It's like where?
Okay,
she
so
disappeared.
I'm in a chair. The bed is behind me, and then she's right here. So I got her feet. Like she moved them. I was like, "Oh, what was that?"
Is she asleep?
Not anymore because she just said
You
something.
just
But
yanked her foot up, so I can.
no, she needs to wake up. But anywho, all right. So I have a question, Lex. You were here last week,
Yep.
and you know what I'm about to ask as we end the stream. Would you be so kind? And Sin, would you partake or no? And what I mean is Lex praise just over the state of things.
Certainly.
Are you okay with that,
And
or
it-
do you not want to? Hold on. Sin, you have to agree. If you don't want that to happen, we can just
Oh,
say
I don't
our-
mind. I don't mind. No.
Okay.
Just a very simple prayer then.
Okay. Hold on. Go whenever you're ready.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the many gifts and blessings that you give us. We thank you especially for the gifts that are easy to take for granted, the gifts that are easy to miss, the little moments that you show us grace throughout the day. Help us to see them more. Help us to see you more. Draw us always to yourself, you who are our source, our summit, our life, our love, our hope. We ask in a special way tonight that you bless the family of Charlie Kirk and all those who mourn him today. Help them be inspired to speak boldly, to speak truthfully, and to draw together in unity in the exact way that he would have wanted. Because at the end of the day, you are what matter, you are what unites us, and you are that one that our eyes must be fixed on. And we ask all these things through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Lex, do you have anything to plug? I think I forgot about that.
You find me talking here, you find me talking on the Golden Age podcast, and you find me talking on Twitter. Other than that, unless your parents are paying you to attend my classes, you're probably not going to hear me talking.
Oh, I love you, brother, man. I can't wait till we meet up again. We'll go out for a beer. It's always a good time. But Sin, you got all your plugs out. Mods, I know you put those links out.
Yep.
All right, I
Yep,
see
I
them.
did.
Okie dokie. Sin, you have anything last to say? Woman always gets the last word before I take over like a man does.
Just I got some recent reviews up. I try to put about at least 1 to 3 reviews up a week. So my last review was Shadow in the Cloud, which is a 5-year-old movie, but I know I'm late to the game on that. Tomorrow I'm going to put up a review for Netflix's animated series Haunted Hotel. I've got other reviews in the pipeline, but that's the immediate. And I'm going to go see the mystery movie at Regal tomorrow and have a live stream about it on Tuesday. And then I'm going to go see Vertigo on Thursday because it's coming back to the big screen. I saw Psycho last week and Pan's Labyrinth last week because Regal has been bringing back some movies. So they got a lot of movies in October that are coming back too. So we'll probably do reviews of
Guillermo
those.
del Toro's Labyrinth, Pan's Labyrinth. That's going.
Yes.
I am so angry because I have been looking so the last time we went to golly, shut up. When we went to go see The Long Walk, they had Toy Story 30th anniversary.
Yes, I miss
They-
going to that. I would have liked to.
Yeah, they're doing some old stuff.
Yes, a lot.
A
A lot.
I would love to see Pan's Labyrinth because I think I was too young for that R-rated movie. Whenever it came out.
It came out Wednesday, and when they do these things, for most of them, if not all, it's just one night. And so I'd never seen it on the big screen. Went to go see it. So I'm taking advantage of these offerings because some of these films I've seen it. I'm going to go see Silver Bullet. They're bringing Silver Bullet back. They're bringing Nightmare on Elm Street and New Nightmare and Sleepy Hollow, which I've never seen on the big screen.
Oh, with Johnny Depp?
Yes, and I just watched it. I actually finished rewatching it the day Kirk was murdered for a live stream discussion that I was doing with my audiobook company. So I don't care. I want to go see it again on the big screen. Experience is
I am jealous. So where we live, I'm not going to tell anybody, and you shouldn't tell anybody where you live.
I don't. I am very secretive about that, and my full name as well.
Good. Yeah, good. And I haven't asked you that behind the scenes either, and I don't want to know.
Okay, yeah, I was like, I told some people, but then it was like, if you think you might slip up and call me by my real name, then maybe I shouldn't. Because I honestly, you guys, I have a name that like maybe only 1 or 2 other people in the entire country have. So if anybody wanted to find me, they could. I have a privacy service that has tried to go, and erase all my stuff, but they can't get everything. So
Look, I don't want to know. Yeah,
Malty's told me his name multiple times, and I genuinely forget it every time.
Yeah, you said you were doxxed, but I didn't hear it. You can always go back and erase that part. You can clip that part out.
Yeah, so I don't truly care because it's happened on other people's streams where I'm not going to name the person. Well, they use their own moniker as well, Professor Savage Dad. I've been doxxed. Okay, doxxed sounds like such a bad word.
Not really. Your name was just
I use
said.
my real name. Yeah. But you got to remember, the first time I was on Film Threat, I was a guest. I was a juror in the trial of Star Wars. Is Star Wars dead?
Yeah, you were saying.
And I used my real name. So, like, my name's out there. You just have to put in some effort.
Yeah, some people
put in
have
effort to get here, and they're gonna have to put in some effort to get to the hospital after what happens if you try to attack me.
Right. Well, You can never be too careful, though. Honestly,
I
so
yeah, I am aware of that. Precautions have been taken.
good, smart.
Okay, I think we're getting out of here. There was one last thing I wanted to say, but I can't think of it right now. Miss Deborah, you are freaking awesome. Kaylee Scope, you are awesome. I've seen John Ambler here. Y'all are just there. He is right there. Huh?
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 Nigga, you huh? There's been a ton of there's been quite a few people here, and we appreciate y'all staying with us for this long. I know
Yes,
this
absolutely.
was not a scripted stream. None of the streams are scripted. I knew we needed to start out with a celebration of the life of a man who dedicated himself to God. And even if you want to cut that part out, dedicated himself to his family and to free speech. And today was the day to celebrate him and to remember him and to be just to be just to have him in remembrance. I know I'm not coming up with all the best words right now because a week and a half it has been, and there's a cross right there. And I still wake up every day and I either watch his videos or I feel like I feel like this void at the bottom of my
Yeah.
heart. So
Yeah,
I can't. Go ahead.
it's hard. It's hard to watch for me to watch his videos. I get kind of teary eyed and watching videos of him and Erica, like when she came on his podcast after they got engaged. Oh my gosh, that was rough. Um, I don't. Yeah, it's hard.
As we said,
Okay.
robbed.
But then we also got to talk about the movie. But go ahead, Lex. Go ahead, Lex.
Nope, that was it.
Yeah, robbed. We were robbed. The country was robbed. The country was robbed. The world was robbed. The outpouring from different parts of the world. Oh my gosh. So it's just amazing. It's beautiful to see that.
I loved seeing it, and I also loved that nothing bad happened there. Like, because
Yes.
we were all thinking. We were all thinking it's like, oh shit.
Well, I kind of had a feeling that nothing, cities were not going to burn. Riots weren't going to happen. Looting and shit wasn't going to happen. Okay, the worst that happened was some people were having a memorial, and some absolute asshole rode through the memorial and said "fuck Charlie Kirk," and people beat the shit out of him. That's the
I
worst.
saw
That's
that one.
the extent of the badness that happened, from what I saw.
Yeah, I saw that one. Well, what I'm talking about is the memorial today. I was praying that there wasn't some kind of
Well, I was
mass shooting, some bomb, or like some
something happening
crazy
there.
something just to take out as many as they could.
There were
And
a
it didn't
handful of
happen. And it did.
no.
Sorry, go ahead.
There were a handful of lame ass protesters at the funeral, which is hilarious to me that they would do this when these would probably be the exact same people that would be bitching and moaning, complaining about Westboro Baptist Church protesting those funerals.
True.
You remember all that?
Oh, I
And then
do.
they turn
I'm
around
old
and
enough
do-
to know, girl.
Yeah.
I'm pushing 40. I am old enough to know a lot
You're
of the
a
references.
baby.
I'm old enough to know the references that you're saying.
Okay, that's good though. But yeah, no, I'm glad too. I had a little moment when they're up there giving their speech when Erica, I was like, oh my gosh, what if something happened to her? And then Trump was out there. But
Yeah. Oh,
I was
Trump
a little
was out
nervous about
there.
all those people being there. Elon, Trump, Vance, Rubio,
many,
all in the
so
same
many.
place at the same time. I was like, ooh,
Oof,
they better
right?
have all the security in the world surrounding that place. And I bet they did, but
They
anyway.
probably did. They had snipers on the roof and some other security there. Some people were scared away from going. Tim Pool didn't go because
Faggot.
of security concerns. Yeah, I mean he's
5.
he's scared. Candace Owen, I don't know what the hell's going on with Candace Owens. But
I don't want to talk about her.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
a
would
whole.
rather, okay,
But
let's
like,
not talk about that.
okay, well, she didn't like. So there are people that were scared away. I do wish Tim Pool had gone. Steven Crowder was there. He's been threatened. He started the whole change my mind thing.
One of my bishops was there, Bishop Robert Barron, who's the one who said that Charlie was like a modern day St. Paul of trying to speak truth, and I've that stuck with me since he said that.
Mm. Yeah.
We could go on for another 2
I
hours.
know,
Yeah,
we could.
yeah, but we're not going to. But I am just so happy that both of y'all showed up. I'm so happy that we had a productive conversation. I am so happy that so many people showed up in remembrance of a great Christian family man. You can disagree with me all day long, doesn't matter.
You could disagree with him all day long. He would
Yeah.
have fought for your right to do so.
Yeah, he
And
would have talked to you about it.
He would have disagreed with you respectfully. Something that was also interesting was so many politicians talking about God today.
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw that happen?
Never.
Right.
What are you doing, buddy? Yeah, goodness gracious. Like, okay, we're going to go talking about this forever. So we need to end the stream.
I know we've been saying goodbye for the past 5-10 minutes, I think.
Then I highly appreciate you. You're welcome back anytime. I would love to talk about more movies with you. If you ever want to come on or you want me to come on, I am open. DMs are open. Lex, you're my boy. You know you're always welcome. And you saw the movie today, so it's fresh on your mind. And like I appreciate you coming in to give your 2 cents.
Sure.
A pleasure. Anytime, every time.
Yeah, same. Just, hit me up. I if my schedule is open and things are going okay, in my life, like not too stressed, not too busy, not too whatever, just reach out. I'll be happy to talk.
I got you.
Anytime I'm
yeah, I know, buddy. Okay, the dog needs to go outside. So,
hail to the chat, whether you're watching it live or watching it on a rewatch,
same.
be it
Thank
now
you so much
or
for watching.
later.
Yeah.
But until next time, guys, this is Multi from Alpha Multi. We love every single one of y'all. We appreciate you, not only just for engagement. We don't care about that. We appreciate you as people. And we will see you again